My beloved child, stop what you're doing. Heaven just interrupted your timeline. This message didn't find you. I sent it. The title isn't a tease. It's a summons. Good news has arrived, and it carries your name written across it. This is not just a feel-good word. This is a divine dispatch, an urgent release from my throne into the battlefield of your heart. Don't scroll. Don't treat this like another video. Every second here can bring breakthrough. I've hidden answers, confirmations, and whispers in the pauses between these words. Stay with me, not out of curiosity, but out of calling. By the time this ends, something inside you will shift. Chains will fall. Vision will clear. Your next step will become undeniable. This is your moment, and you're accountable for what happens next. Beloved, heaven has no accidents, only appointments. I led you here with hands you couldn't see, woven through divine interruptions and small nudges you may have missed. I saw the ache under your routine, the prayer beneath your tired breath, that silent reaching when you whispered, God, if you still speak, I need to hear you now. I heard that whisper. This is not a post. It is me, your creator, stepping into your moment with intention. I did not come only to comfort, I came to confirm, to collide with every thought that told you you were forgotten, to shatter the lie that you missed your window. My timing is perfect. You did not miss it. You are on schedule with the orchestration of eternity. What you're hearing now is not mere inspiration, it's activation. A window is opening and I am drawing you through it. Heart first. Feel the weight of this moment, not the pressure to perform, but the presence of glory. You've wondered if I still interrupt the natural with the supernatural just for you. Today I answer, yes, I still do. I just did. I have arranged a collision between your current reality and my eternal promise. You didn't click by accident. You were called. Before this message reached your screen, it echoed through the courts of heaven. Your name was whispered with reverence. Your story was reviewed with honor. This word came sealed with urgency. I orchestrated delays and moments of stillness that brought you to this second, because this is when your heart is most awake, most ready to hear what only I can say. This is not a moment to pass by. It is a holy invitation disguised as a digital message. I chose this format not because I'm limited, but because you needed to hear me clearly and personally. You are not receiving news, you are receiving me. And I came for you, not for a crowd. Heaven's precision has reached you. What follows is not merely comfort, it is confirmation. Lean in. Feel this not with your head, but with the heartbeat of your spirit. Right now, something sacred has snapped in the invisible. What was held back by forces you could not name has been commanded to move. The walls that whispered not yet have begun to shake. The tension you carried, that pressure that tightened your chest and shallowed your breath, was not imagination. It was the weight of breakthrough pressing against the veil. Now the veil is tearing. This is not metaphor, it is monumental. A literal shift in the unseen has your name written in the center of it. You've been in a holding pattern, circling hopes that seemed unable to land. But child, hear me. Clearance has been given. The runway is clear. The delay has lifted. What was spiritual traffic is descending into your now, faster than you think. Not just spiritually, but visibly and tangibly. You will witness how heaven moves when my decree overrides every obstacle. What was delayed for years can be delivered in moments. Understand this, the delay was not denial, it was design. It was not the enemy winning, it was me weaving. I was not ignoring your cries. I was aligning your capacity, because the magnitude of what I'm releasing could not land in a rushed season. It had to wait for your heart to be ready. That's why doors stayed closed for a time. It's why chances passed you by and prayers seemed to hit the ceiling. But now the appointed time has collided with my will. The shift did not begin when you read this. It began in the quiet war rooms of heaven, when your persistence outlasted disappointment, when you wept and still worshipped, when you doubted and still whispered my name. That's when the order was signed. Now you feel the tremble because the shift is moving into the natural. Like an earthquake rearranging land, this movement will disrupt the familiar, only to build something far greater than you planned. You may have braced for more delay, expecting another letdown. Release that expectation now. Let go of the mindset that it always takes longer. This time the heavens are moving at the speed of obedience. I'm not asking for perfection, I'm asking for position. Keep your heart wide, not clenched by old wounds. Keep your posture ready, not rigid with fear. I'm not rehashing what didn't work. I'm releasing what couldn't come until now. Recognize the sound of sudden movement, the frequency of favor. You won't hear it with natural ears, but your spirit will know. This is not a pause, it is a push. When I push, nothing can push back. The good news is no longer coming soon. It has arrived and it brought momentum with it. The old gravity that kept you stuck has been broken. From this moment, you move in a new direction, one not bound by natural laws, but governed by divine release. If only your eyes could see what I see now. The atmosphere around you has changed, not slightly, but instantly. The weight of waiting and the pressure of postponement have been invaded by my presence. I didn't send a symbol or assign an angel to speak for me. I came myself, not as a visitor, but as your deliverer, with the full force of fulfillment in my hands. I didn't enter to observe. I entered with fire and resolution. I am moving with purpose. Your air is trembling with glory. This is a divine interruption, a holy breach into your reality. I have come to shift, shake, and saturate your dry ground with rain that smells like fulfilled promises. The silence you felt before was the calm before the command. And now I speak. Let this be delivered. You've asked questions in the dark. Lord, do you still move like you did in the stories? This is my answer, not in theory but in reality. I am here, stepping into your timeline with intention. I've come to deliver what no human plan could manufacture, what performance could never earn. I don't need an open door to enter. I am the door. Where I step, delay loses its grip. Where I speak, doubt dissolves. Where I touch, barrenness becomes breakthrough. You have hosted weariness for too long. Now welcome wonder. You have carried burdens no one understood. Now carry the blessing no one saw coming. I am not passive. I am forceful in fulfillment. I am not a silent spectator. I am the roaring lion who delivers what he declares. Get ready, because what I release will rewrite the story you almost stopped hoping for. This isn't poetic language, it's prophetic release. I am the author and finisher. I'm not merely revising your story. I'm revealing the next chapter that was sealed until this hour. Pages are turning you didn't know existed. Invisible ink is being revealed by the fire of my presence. You will not have to strive to explain this. You won't need to prove it. I will make it unmistakable, so tailored to you that even skeptics will say, surely the Lord has done this. I'm coming not only to answer one prayer, but to untangle a web of delay that's been strangling your confidence. Your head will lift without shame. Your eyes will open without fear, because I have a plan. When I arrive, I don't come empty-handed. I bring deliverance with design, healing with speed, answers with acceleration. Your atmosphere has been invaded, and I'm not leaving until every promise breathes again. I know you've wondered if I was distant, if the throne room had gone silent. Those stretches where prayers rose like smoke and no rain came felt like closure. But my silence was never indifference. It was strategy. I was preparing not just the blessing, but you. The stillness you felt was heavy with orchestration. Where you feared I had forgotten, I was building something so specific that words couldn't frame it yet. I was aligning people, softening hearts, routing interference, and rerouting timelines. Silence to you felt like delay. Silence to me was setup. I wasn't quiet because I didn't care. I was quiet because I cared too much to speak too soon. When I prepare something that cannot be stolen or tampered with, I do it in the secret. Blessings attract the wrong attention too early. So I hid the promise in heavenly camouflage, not because I loved you less, but because I loved you too much to let it be attacked before it was ready. Your silent season wasn't a failure, it was a furnace. I used the heat of unknowing to melt away fear and the weight of waiting to strengthen the arms of your faith. Every unanswered prayer became soil where new discernment took root. Every quiet moment was work happening in a place you didn't see. Now the silence is breaking, not with noise, but with revelation. You step into visible manifestation of what I built behind the veil. I didn't build your promise on display. I built it in the secret so no voice could curse what I covered. Celebrate the silence. Reframe the quiet. It wasn't heaven ignoring you. It was heaven insulating you. I protected your destiny from premature exposure. What I prepared is not fragile, it's fortified. Not paper thin, but granite strong. You thought I wasn't speaking, but I was. Not always in ways your ears could catch. I spoke through alignments, through shifts, through doors closing that moved you away from the wrong rooms and into proximity with my plans. As the silence lifts and my voice returns with thunder and tenderness, you will see, not 1 second was wasted. Even when the heavens felt sealed, I was scripting a story no enemy could edit. Now the stillness breaks and the delivery begins. You carried the ache of almost. You lived between nearly and not yet. The enemy whispered, God said no, and disappointment echoed it until it sounded true. Let me shatter that lie. What you called delay was never denial. You were not disqualified, you were being positioned. I was not withholding, I was refining precision. I don't guess, I don't gamble with my glory, I aim with purpose and release with perfection. The delay was mercy, ensuring that when I say yes, everything else says yes too. Environment, relationships, resources, timing. I was laser accurate, not late. The tension you felt was the spirit sensing a massive release being drawn back like an arrow before launch. Be honest with me. You wanted it quickly. You wanted it now. I understand. But had I given it when you first asked, it would have crushed what I was still cultivating in you. The blessing was ready, yes, but your capacity to steward it was still forming. I never release anything without purpose. With great purpose comes great pressure. What looked like me saying no was actually me saying, hold on, the wind isn't right yet. I don't plant seeds into storms. I plant them into seasons where they'll bloom without fear. I sharpened your patience not to frustrate you, but to stretch your capacity. I trained your trust not to punish you, but to prepare your hands to hold what cannot be held casually. Delay is not distance, delay is destiny. Listen closely. The breakthrough I'm sending didn't get lost in the mail. It was stored in a vault with your name etched on eternity. Now the vault has been unlocked. What comes will not be fragments, it will arrive whole. You won't have to patch provision together. This is not a partial answer, it's a full circle moment. You won't just be blessed, you will be aligned. You won't just receive, you will recognize. When my timing lands, it comes with an unmistakable peace that silences critics and dissolves demonic lies. It may appear overnight to those watching, but heaven knows how long it is formed. You're not getting leftovers, you're getting legacy. You're not receiving a favor, you're receiving fulfillment. So no more measuring my faithfulness by the calendar. I delayed not to torment you, but to target you with something so precise that even you will stand back and say, only God. The delay is over. Your breakthrough has been released. Prepare the runway with your faith. It's closer than breath. Pause with me. Breathe slowly. Still everything around you. This moment is not like the others. Don't brush past it. Don't tuck it into just another encouraging word. This is a divine encounter wrapped in simple language. I don't always speak with thunder. Sometimes I come soft, precise, intimate, like a conductor raising a baton, adjusting atmosphere. Every breath, every heartbeat, every word here is exact. This is not religious routine. This is sacred sequence. You were summoned into a silence where my whisper could cut through the noise, not to tease you, but to transform you. Every second that led to this was holy choreography. The pain, the waiting, the confusion, threads woven into this appointment. I didn't permit them, I purposed them. You weren't merely surviving silence, you were being positioned for this word. Hear me, this sentence shifts the script. This conversation reclaims what was nearly lost. It is directive. It has assignment etched into it. Angels lead, messengers listen. I paused other agendas just to speak this to you. This will be the line you look back on, the exact moment something broke in the spirit and light flooded where fear once grew thick. See it not with eyes, but with spiritual perception sharpened by hunger. Your hunger is holy to me. Your ache has value. I respond to desperation wrapped in surrender. Don't treat this lightly. This is heaven's whisper with personal clarity. I'm not trying to impress you with words. I'm impressing upon you that heaven doesn't waste them. I chose this breath to break your cycle. This is nuance, not noise. Divine detail shaped into speech. I speak this way when a soul is tender enough to receive without fear's filters. I speak not merely to comfort, but to align, anchor, and awaken you. What I do next will require you to remember this exact word. Write it down. Etch it into your soul. Visit it often. When confusion creeps back, when false voices rise, you will return to this sentence and remember the moment the silence broke. Everything is about to change. This is where it begins. If you could see what I see when I speak your name, when you whispered mine in exhaustion and knelt in a quiet room with nothing but the ceiling, I answered with a sound heaven knows. Your name is not forgotten. It's engraved on my hands, etched into your purpose, spoken with reverence where angels bow. The golden halls of heaven have heard your name like a surrendered song. Not once was your cry dismissed, not one tear dropped unnoticed. When the world forgot your worth, I engraved your identity deeper into eternity. You didn't need the crowd's applause, you had heaven's attention. I dispatched messengers, fierce, swift angels, to go ahead of this word and clear every obstruction. The unseen trembled under what I authorized for your life. Chains you didn't know were wrapped around, opportunities are breaking. Gates sealed by spirits of delay are being unbolted. This message from my throne is flanked with fire and authority. The angels aren't coming to comfort only, they are coming to conquer. Unseen sabotage, ancient patterns, generational interference, they are being removed like smoke before the wind. When I send a word, I send it with power. When I name you in heaven, all creation must yield. That's why life felt heavier. You were more tired because spiritual resistance pressured you. Something holy was being launched. Now the resistance is running. The darkness that lingered is lifting because my command has been issued. The atmosphere is clearing. Your path is being paved. You don't need to force a door open. It's being opened for you, not from performance, but from promise. Because you stayed. Because you believed, even with broken faith. Because you whispered yes when your heart was weary. Now the hosts of heaven move with execution, fulfilling what I spoke before you were born. I do not forget names, I do not misplace destinies. What comes is not merely a blessing, it's heaven's honor on a life that refused to quit. The world may not have heard your name, but heaven never stopped echoing it. Now the earth will echo it too. Not for your glory, but for mine. I take pleasure in lifting those who remain loyal and quiet. You will see what happens when heaven's halls and earth's gates open in the same hour. All for you. That door you stopped believing for, the one you cried over, is opening. This is not theory. It is happening now. I know you gave up hope. I know you stood before that door and left thinking it was final. But while you walked away, I was working. Adjusting atmosphere, realigning timing, refining what would be required when it finally opened. Not so it would swing wide for chaos, but so you would step through whole, not wounded. I secured that door, not as punishment, but for preservation. Some doors are too holy to open in a hurry. They contain destiny that requires readiness. Now the conditions have changed. The hinges loosen, rust falls away, the lock cracks open. Not because you forced it, but because I spoke to it. I breathed on the threshold, and what once said never now whispers now. Can you hear it? That spirit creaking is the groan of glory moving toward manifestation. This is not a tease. This is trust. This moment is one generations long to see. You are about to cross into a room designed in the deep places of my heart long before you knew to ask. Walk through boldly. Leave delay's residue behind. Enter as one summoned by the King. This door carries destiny beyond you. It ripples generations. That is why the creak is slow. Sacred things are unveiled precisely so they're ready. Be honest. How many times did you check for an update and walk away empty? You waited for promises to arrive like others celebrated testimonies. The tracking seemed to stop, confirmation never came, and hope quieted. You learned to brace for disappointment. But this word is not another update or delay notice. This is the knock. The thing you thought stuck in transition has touched down. The pressure in your chest, the stirring in your belly, the quickening in your thoughts, it is not anxiety, it is arrival. The rumble you feel is fulfillment asking permission to enter. What's coming cannot be intercepted. It's marked with my seal. You will know it. The signature is unmistakable. The wrapping smells of my presence. What's inside will reach the deepest ache. You don't need to explain it. This isn't surface provision. It's soul deep repair. It's legacy level outpouring. You don't earn it. You don't fix yourself to receive it. All I need is your yes, your openness. The package has walked through fire to your doorstep, and it carries proof. Proof I saw nights you wept. Proof I recorded every worship in waiting. proof I valued whispered prayers more than platform praise. Heaven confirms now, not with a trickle, but with a torrent. This is covenant. I sent it to transform you. Receive it fully. Let me show you what I deliver. When delay turns to divine now, it's not just on the way, it's already here. When I say this is personal, I mean it deeply. This word wasn't filtered through another. I came myself. I crossed realms and distances you can't measure with clocks. I came because you needed your Father's voice, not second-hand comfort. That's why I'm here. I didn't assign a word. I spoke it personally, lovingly, authoritatively. Hear it from the one who shaped your soul and counted your tears. This is not a generic blessing. It's handcrafted breakthrough, tailor-made by the hands that molded mountains and named the stars. And now I am calling you. Let this settle in your bones. What you are about to receive is not merely a momentary lift, but a repositioning of destiny. Every season that taught you to bend instead of break, every night that stretched you into patience, every small yes you whispered when no one noticed, all of it has been counted and folded into what I am delivering now. This is not a rush, it is a restoration. You will carry the fruit of this time for the rest of your days, not merely to enjoy, but to steward, and to steward well. Open your hands, receive with thanksgiving, walk forward with courage. You've been trained for this chapter. Do not shrink back when favor finds you. Do not apologize when blessings sit heavy in your lap. Stand tall and steward what heaven entrusted to you. I will not give you a moment meant for a child to handle as a child. I will enlarge your capacity. I will increase your clarity. You may feel not yet able now, but in the moments ahead, I will furnish you with wisdom and helpers, people placed by my hands to carry and cultivate what you couldn't hold before. Trust the process that formed you. Trust the one who timed it. This is not randomness. This is refinement and release combined. When critics ask for proof, let your life be the answer. When old lies try to creep in and remind you of past failures, stand on this word and declare the truth over your days. Every witness of cynicism will be drawn into testimony. Every skeptic will watch as the ordinary becomes extraordinary in front of their eyes. You don't have to shout. Let the fruit speak for itself. Let the transformed seasons behind speak louder than your defense. You are walking into a chapter that will be written on hearts as well as pages. Remember to be gentle with yourself as you move. The change may feel sudden to others, but for you it is the gentle unfolding of something that was carefully built. You may need rest, counsel, and community to navigate this season well. Receive help, ask for wisdom, protect your peace, guard your time with holy intention. What is being released is precious. It will attract attention. Let discretion and love guide your steps. Be generous with grace to those who haven't yet seen what you've seen. Finally, never forget why this matters. This breakthrough is not just for your comfort or acclaim. It is for purpose. It is meant to open doors for others, to heal places inherited, to rewrite stories for people who thought mercy had forgotten them. You've been chosen not only to be lifted, but to lift, to carry hope to places you once feared entering, to be proof that patience prayed rightly is never wasted. Walk in that mantle. Use what is given to serve. Let gratitude be your constant companion, and let humility be the posture that keeps you grounded and generous. So arise now, child. Step into the room prepared for you. Breathe it in. Say yes. Keep a soft heart and a steady faith. The enemy will snarl when he sees your doors opening, but do not be afraid. My angels are clearing the path, my favor has a pace. My timing holds you, this is your hour. Receive it with wonder and resolve to steward it for generations. This is not the end of longing, it is the fulfillment. This is not the end of questions, it is the answer. This is not a promise for someone else, it is yours. Because I decided, before your first breath, that you would walk into this. Because I rejoiced when I wrote your name into the book of days. Because I am faithful, and I will finish what I started in you. Take this word, place it where you can find it. Read it when doubt returns. Read it when the world forgets. Read it when the waiting tries to look louder than the victory. And when you stand in the place I've prepared, say thank you, and then go and bring someone else with you. The miracle is more beautiful shared than hoarded. Now go. Live like you were chosen for now. Live like grace is chasing you right into your appointed place. Live like resurrection is your rhythm. I love you, I see you. The delay is over. The delivery has come. Walk forward. Be brave. Be kind. Be fruitful. Amen. And when you feel small against the scope of what is happening, remember that I honor small things. One seed, a single faithful step, a tiny prayer whispered in the dark. These are the things that set eternity in motion. Do not despise the day of small beginnings. It is often the day destiny begins its climb. Keep tending the small, and I will multiply it beyond measure. Let gratitude compound the little I give you into abundance for many. Expect practical shifts too. Doors will open in relationships, opportunities will arise in your work, peace will settle in decision-making, and health will find its rhythm. The turnaround will not be limited to one area. It will be seasoned across the places you need alignment. Watch for synchrony, people, places, and provisions moving in harmony to support what I am releasing. Do not forget to guard your mind. Old doubts will attempt to argue with this new reality. When worry whispers, answer with remembrance. When fear shows up uninvited, give it the name of what it is, and then welcome in thanksgiving. Your thoughts are real estate. Rent them wisely. Fill them with truth. Speak to your future as if it already belongs to you, and the Spirit will respond by aligning what was necessary to match your words. Also prepare to sow. Seasons of harvest require the humility to give. When your provision arrives, give cheerfully and strategically. Invest in what builds legacies, people, missions, and the poor. Keep a margin for generosity so the overflow does not merely accumulate but circulates where need is urgent. Generosity will be the soundtrack of this season and will animate the favor that brought you here. Make room in your life for worship that isn't only in asking but in thanking. Songs of gratitude will anchor you. They will remind you of the path and keep your heart aligned with the one who moved. Worship will be your response that shapes character, not just circumstance. Finally, let community hold you. Tell the tiny truths to people who help you carry the weight of glory. Share the burden of stewardship and invite counsel. When humility meets celebration, the result is sustainable joy that others can partake in. You were not designed to ascend alone. Let those who walked with you in quieter seasons rejoice now with you. This is a moment to remember, to anchor, and to steward. Receive it, protect it, multiply it. I am with you now and always. Go forward with courage, with wisdom, and with a heart that knows how to thank. Amen. Hear this final promise. I will not only open doors, I will prepare the room on the other side. I will position people who carry keys that fit your destiny. I will place resources where lack once lived. I will prepare the soil so that what I give will not wither, but will root deep and bear fruit for generations. When you step forward, do so with eyes set on faithful stewardship, not fleeting applause. Let your priorities reflect the heart I placed within you: love, truth, mercy, and justice. Hold fast to the vision I birthed in you and pursue it with tenacity refined by grace. There will be tests. There will be moments that try to steal your joy. In those times, return to this word. Rehearse the truth of your calling until it becomes the rhythm of your life. You are chosen, beloved, and appointed. The map of your days has been signed by the one who will see it through. Walk boldly, live gently, give freely, and love relentlessly. The best is not only coming, it is here, and it came for you. I could have used another voice, another mouth, another moment, but I wanted this word to arrive pure and whole. I didn't want even a single syllable to get lost. That's how much you matter. I have heard every cry you've held inside, the sharp ones that escaped into empty rooms and the quieter ones you never spoke aloud. I heard the sighs, the suppressed groans, the silent prayers folded into the space between your breaths. Because I heard those things nothing less than my full presence would do. I didn't just send a message. I came to witness. I came to look you in the heart and say, I saw it all. I stayed. I never left, not once. Even when your faith felt like a candle guttering, even when hope sagged under disappointment, even when asking seemed too painful and you stopped, I remained. You may have thought I walked away. You were wrong. I lingered in the room with you, and now I have chosen this exact moment to make my nearness undeniable, to show you that I don't only send help, I am the help. Listen closely, because here's where everything begins to change. What I bring cannot be copied. No one else can claim this. I didn't come with a quick burst of encouragement that fades by morning. I came with a lasting seal. The kind of word that rewrites your memory, your story, your understanding of who I am. This is not just a pep talk. This is an establishment. I'm not dusting your soul. I'm marking it with my name, my promise, my pledge to finish what I started in you. You are not forgotten. You are not a face lost in a crowd. You are the reason I stopped everything else to invade this minute. Know this. Deeply and fully, this voice is mine. You don't need to run it through your doubt or manufacture logic to make it palatable. Receive it. I came for you, not because of what you do in the world, but because of who you are in my heart. I did not send a messenger. I came myself, and I won't leave until you believe that is true. Child, I know the weight you have carried while waiting. I've watched you bear seasons that felt longer than your strength. I saw your mind wander into what if and why not yet. I heard the quiet questions that attack the heart. Am I still chosen? Am I still seen? Did I miss it? Was I ever really called? Those doubts that whisper and whirl tried to wrap around your identity. I saw them. I stayed with you through every spin and spiral, every delay that felt like denial, every detour that made your destiny seem like a distant dream. But today, the wandering ends and the witnessing begins. You're about to see with your own eyes what your heart barely dared to hope for. The wonder you spoke of in whispers is about to show up. The pages you've been waiting for are not only turning, they're being rewritten now, and you are part of this story. This is not just a metaphor. This is real, tangible change. You're moving from questions to confirmations, from being overlooked to overflowing. The stage that was quietly built behind the curtain is being shown. You won't have to chase the spotlight. The light will find you. Doors you feared were rusted shut will swing open because of your obedience. not because you figured everything out, but because you stayed. You stayed planted when others ran for the easiest comfort. You stayed surrendered when compromise called your name. You kept faith awake when sleep would have been gentler. Now I, the Lord, am rewarding what no one else saw. I'm bringing to light the fruit of faith sown in the shadows. The seeds you thought died in the soil of delay are breaking through into my glory, and this is only the beginning. You waited, you wandered, you wondered. Now you will witness. Hear me say what only I can say with authority. What is coming will silence every lie. Not to prove anything to the world, but so you will remember I never left and I never lied. The fulfillment will come so specifically, so surgically, so supernaturally, that your doubts will not survive under the weight of my faithfulness. You will look back at the waiting and know it was not wasted. You will revisit the wondering and see it as part of your refining. You will look at the wandering and recognize that even detours were under my direction. This is the hour of revelation. The moment you move from barely holding on to boldly stepping in, and it won't only be you who sees it. Those who watched you suffer silently will witness the shift. Those who questioned your pace will marvel at my positioning. I don't elevate for applause. I elevate for purpose. And your purpose is now colliding with your moment. You misread some of your sacred seasons, and I don't blame you. Pain blurs vision. Weight dulls the senses. There were days you searched and couldn't find me. There were times your hands trembled under pressure and your heart whispered, "This must be the end." You saw plans unravel, people walk away, structures fall apart, dreams bleed out like promises gone wrong. You asked, "Why would you let it all crumble when I was trying to do it right?" Hear this in the clarity of heaven's light. It wasn't a breakdown, it was a divine setup. What looked like demolition was construction in disguise. The shaking wasn't punishment, it was preparation. What seemed like loss was clearing debris so the true foundation could be exposed. I allowed collapse because what you were building on was too shallow for the weight of the promise. I know that hurts. I know how hard you worked, how long you hoped, how tightly you prayed, but I saw what you couldn't. The soil under that structure couldn't hold the legacy I'm birthing through you. So I let it fall. Yes, it broke your heart, but it also broke the cycle. It broke illusions and attachments that were never meant to go where I'm taking you. Sometimes I have to break the temporary so you won't settle there. I let the wrong disappoint you so you stop decorating dysfunction and calling it destiny. What looked like devastation was deliverance, not from a place, but from a mindset. You didn't fail, you were freed. From the ashes of what you thought was over, I am building something unshakable. Something that will stand storms you haven't even seen yet. This is your turning point. Stop mourning ruins and start recognizing revelation. I'm rebuilding, but this time with you, awake, healed, no longer addicted to performance or validation to feel worthy. I'm building with your bare soul, not rehearsed religion. The structure I raise will not simply be beautiful, it will be indestructible, because it won't be propped up by pride or insecurity. It will have roots, intimacy, trust, worship that run deep. Even when you screamed, "This can't be God," I whispered, "I'm still here." I held you, I designed, I worked everything for your good. The breakthrough coming will make you grateful for every collapse, not because you loved the pain, but because you'll finally see how what broke you also built you. I was never trying to hurt you, I was trying to home you. Welcome to the beginning you thought missed. You're not too late, I said. You are right on time, and you're right on time to become a vessel of good news for others. What I poured into you is not meant to stop with you. It's seed. If you share it, if you give from your heart, you partner with me to ignite fires in hearts still waiting in silence. I bless those who bless what I breathe through. The one who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. I'm watching who waters this word. I'm marking those who move when I speak. This is your moment. Don't delay. Open what is in your hand, and I will open what is in mine. Don't let anyone tell you what moves me is only loud worship or polished performance. It's you. The tears on the pillow at 2 in the morning, the whispered "Help me, Lord" that never made it to a journal or a post, the ache watching others celebrate while you still beg. That is worship to me, not because it's pretty, but because it's real. I do not see your tears as weakness. I gather them. I collect them as treasure. I weigh them. I bottle them. I record them. They are not forgotten in heaven. They are accounted for in eternity. You've never wept alone. Even when the room was empty and your pain had no words, your soul spoke worship in its own language. Every groan became a holy offering. You wondered if I noticed. You asked, "Does this count if I can't sing? If I'm not strong right now?" Oh child, it counts more. The rawness of your sorrow is sacred to me. When others passed you by, thinking you were fine, I leaned in. I watched you show up when your heart was barely stitched. I saw you keep walking when quitting would have been easier. Those moments became music to my heart. Your ache was not in vain. I have tracked every tremble in your voice. I held your face in unseen hands when you said, "God, I don't know how much more I can take." Hear this now. I never turned away. Even when you couldn't feel me, even when your faith felt too broken to speak, I was closer than your next breath. Now I'm responding, not because you deserve more, but because I promised. I'm releasing a wave of restoration that matches the weight of your private worship. Not everyone will understand. That's okay. I was there for your midnights, and I reward what I witness. Your tears are currency in my kingdom. Your ache is holy. The joy about to pour into your life is not random. It's measured by every moment you held on in the dark. You are not merely being comforted. You are about to be crowned with joy, peace, and beauty rising from the ashes. The prayers you thought hit the ceiling pierced heaven. I'm answering with clarity, speed, and abundance. You haven't missed a thing. Every ache, every prayer reached me. Every tear is turning, not into trauma, but testimony. Let this truth undo the lies that buried you. What I preserved for you has not expired. It wasn't handed to someone more qualified. It was not rerouted because of delays or mistakes. What I set aside for you was sealed in eternity, untouched by human interference, immune to time, unshaken by doubt. I am the God who does not recycle destinies. I tailor what I have for you. What I've stored is as fresh today as the moment I spoke it. I didn't hand it off while you struggled. I didn't give it away when you questioned. I hid it deeper, protected it from moth, rust, and regret. I wrapped it in mercy and encoded it with your identity so no one else could unlock it but you at the appointed time. And that time has come. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. You feared you missed it, you worried you wasted years, chose wrong paths, said yes to the wrong voices. You wondered if your promise belonged to a younger you. Hear this. Age does not revoke anointing. Delay does not dissolve destiny. I am the keeper of time, and I bend it to fit the architecture of my plan. I don't trim your purpose to fit a clock. I adjust the clock to fit your purpose. What I preserved has been ripening in the soil of delay, absorbing nutrients from everything you've endured. Every scar added flavor. Every disappointment added depth. Now the fruit is full, not because you forced it, but because you were faithful. Even when faithfulness felt like survival, what I protected for you is now being revealed and delivered. The blessing is not rushing to catch up. It has arrived right on time. No one can take what I preserve for you. Not the enemy, not delay, not those who misunderstood your calling, not even you at your lowest. I did not base preservation on your perfection, but on my covenant love and unstoppable commitment to finish what I started. That's why I didn't remove it when you grew weary or reroute it when you got distracted. I kept it. The real blessing, not a pale imitation you nearly settled for. As I open this vault and unveil what waited, prepare to be stunned. This is not consolation. This is the crown. Not second best, but exactly what your spirit has longed for. Even when words failed you, you didn't miss it. I preserved it. Now it's yours. Let me quiet the clock in your soul. Let me silence the ticking shame that tells you you're too late. I know how time has tormented you, whispering that you're too old, too delayed, too off schedule to fulfill your calling. But I do not speak through fear. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not damaged goods trying to fake favor. You are exactly where I intended you to be at this hour. You are right on time for the divine sequence I am releasing now. The world measures progress by milestones and calendars, but I move in kairos, holy timing and appointed moments. Guess what? You're standing in one now. You haven't missed your moment. You have arrived at it. That pressure you felt recently was not punishment, it was propulsion. The discomfort, the stretching, the holy agitation, it was me aligning you. Not to expose flaws, but to position you for fulfillment. Timing in my kingdom isn't about age or achievement, it's about alignment. Even in your stumbles and heartbreaks, you inched closer to me. Without realizing, you stepped into divine alignment, where preparation meets opportunity, pain meets purpose, tears become testimony. This is why everything feels weighty. Heaven's window is wide open, and I am pouring out what was reserved for this hour. You're not early. You're not late. You're right. You're ready. What I'm about to do doesn't require rewinding or rushing ahead. It only requires receiving. Let go of the clocks others pressed on you. Let go of false guilt that you aren't farther along. I don't measure destiny by human standards. I look at the heart. I move through surrender. Your surrender brought you into close proximity with something massive. So massive, I had to wait to release it because anything earlier would have crushed what I was still refining in you. Now the wait becomes wind, the delay becomes direction. The seconds you cursed as wasted are now sacred stepping stones. I redeem time, I restore it, I resurrect it. What felt like years lost will feel like months recovered. I don't just make up for lost time, I multiply. You are right on time, on track, in sync with heaven's rhythm. Walk boldly into this next move. Don't look back, don't second guess. I'm not behind you yelling, hurry. I'm ahead saying, come in, it's ready. I saved the best for now. Understand what your hidden season meant. I know how it felt to be overlooked, bypassed, unseen, as others advanced while you stood still. You thought the gifts inside you were locked in a box no one would open. but I hid you on purpose. You weren't buried, you were planted. You weren't punished, you were preserved. In a world chasing instant exposure, I veiled you, so what I built inside wouldn't be crushed by premature attention. Visibility without spiritual maturity is dangerous. Elevation without deep roots is fragile. I love you too much to let your destiny implode under unprepared applause. I covered you not because you weren't ready to be loved, but because you weren't ready to be launched. Now the veil is lifting, not for a polished image, but to reveal a person carved by fire, tempered by silence, filled with substance. You're not being revealed for entertainment. You're being revealed for impact. The season of anonymity served its purpose. In silence, I taught you to hear me without crowd approval. In hiddenness, I trained your hands for battles no one applauded. I shaped your heart where spotlights reach not. What comes next will carry authority because it's not built on branding, but on being. You are becoming someone who can be trusted with my voice for others, not only for yourself. This unveiling won't be noisy, but unmistakable. Those who ignored you will be silenced, not by your success, but by the substance you carry. The oil on your life cannot be replicated. It was pressed in a crushing no one else endured. This unveiling isn't only recognition, it's release. What I pour through you isn't for status, but to set others free. You are positioned not as a trophy, but as a torch. You will light paths for people who lived in the darkness you once knew. The place you were hidden will become the platform you declare from. You're not called to impress, but to intercede. What I placed inside you is heavy, not to burden you, but to bless generations through your voice, presence, and obedience. Don't fear this unveiling. Don't shrink. You don't have to prove anything. Stand as the one I prepared, preserved, and chose to carry glory where fame would break things. You were hidden for a reason. Now you're revealed for a season of release. I know about the journals gathering dust and the dreams shelved with a sigh. I know the words I whispered that seemed to vanish. Those promises collected dust not because you stopped loving me, but because hope began to hurt. You shelved them out of protection, not rebellion, afraid to reopen the wound of delay. You wrapped your dreams in silence and focused on what was in front of you. Still, I watched, not judging, just waiting for the perfect moment to walk into your inner room, brush away the dust and say, "It's time." You're not crazy for remembering. You're not unrealistic. Your promises were not fantasies, they were forests. They clung to you because I never let them go. I didn't retract my word. I preserved it. I cocooned your assignment because what I promised I intend to fulfill, literally, not metaphorically. I know how long it's felt, how many seasons passed. But behind the scenes I was building. Now that the atmosphere shifted, the stage is set. Hearts have softened. I am activating what sat dormant. This is not rerunning disappointment. This is redeeming delay. Shelves tremble, scrolls unseal. Dreams wake not to tease, but to transport you into divine realization. Hear me. This fulfillment won't come through frantic striving. It comes through surrender. You won't have to hustle to catch up or beg for opportunity. What comes is drawn to you. You are marked by promise, and promise recognizes you even after time. It hasn't forgotten your name or been reassigned. It's been waiting for such a time as this. Go back to where you stopped dreaming. Open that page. Say yes, even if whispered. Let hope in, even if it feels risky. I'm not dangling a carrot. I'm planting a flag. This is holy ground. You're about to live what you only once longed for. and this time you won't shelve it again. This time it's staying. This time it's fulfilled. You've asked me to change the external, but I worked on the internal. Not to ignore your need, but because I love you enough to prepare you before releasing what you asked for. What's coming is not small or casual. It's a divine outpouring that demands capacity, not only desire. You've been faithful and endured. Now, what pours into your life won't merely bless you, it will ask more of you. So I have been expanding your spirit even when it felt like breaking, enlarging your heart while it felt under attack. The ache wasn't punishment, it was preparation. The weight of my glory doesn't rest on shallow soil. I had to deepen you. I stretched the walls of your being so when the wave comes, you won't collapse under answered prayer. It's easy to want the miracle, but not everyone can carry the mantle. I chose you to carry something heavy, holy, and misunderstood by many. That's why your process has been intense and non-linear. I wasn't just fixing your surroundings, I was forming your capacity. I taught you the language of peace amid chaos. I strengthened your discernment when clarity was rare. I trained you to hear my voice without needing comfort to confirm it. What I'm about to entrust requires ears tuned to silence and a soul anchored in surrender. I've been building a vessel that won't crack when the oil comes. It's not just for you, it's for those your obedience unlocks. You have been bearing weight that transforms atmospheres and writes stories. When the shift happens, and it will, you won't just see different things, you will feel different. Not because the outside changed, but because you house a deeper measure of me. The overflow won't drown you, it will define you. Your yes cost you, but it also built a container big enough for what's next. When others wonder how you carry so much with such grace, you'll know you were expanded before you were elevated. This is the season of capacity, not just miracles around you, but movement within you. What I release is not for shallow wells, but for deep ones. You, beloved, are deep, ready, aligned. Prepare to receive the shift and the strength to sustain it. There are parts in you you've buried, desires you labeled too late, too broken, too far gone. You stopped praying not because you didn't care, but because caring hurt. So you gently buried those longings, lowering them into the soil of forgotten prayers. What you call dead, I call dormant. What you gave up on, I never did. In this hour, I breathe resurrection into those places. You've been marked for awakening, not by force, but by a gentle rekindling of the spirit. Wake up, dreamer. Wake up, worshiper. Your best days are not behind you, they're breaking forth within you. The enemy tried to tell you those places would stay dry. He assumed because no fruit had come, no roots remained. But he didn't account for my voice to dry bones. When I speak, the dead respond. I'm calling what you thought lost. I reach into where your tears soak the soil and life breaks through. The dream you shelved is stirring. The passion you buried is rising. The confidence that dimmed in your eyes, I'm restoring it not with hype, but holy fire. This awakening won't be shallow or mere emotion. It will be deep, cellular, undeniable. You'll feel it in posture, words, and choices. You'll sense presence, not pressure, because it's me alive in places you thought numb. When passion returns, don't run. When hunger revives, lean in. I'm reviving you, bringing back the person I formed before fear and comparison dulled your wonder. I'm reactivating gifts, resurrecting longings, recommissioning assignments you thought canceled. It's not over. I am not done with you. That area you protected, the one you won't speak of, will become a fountain of fresh oil in the season ahead. You will weep again, but from joy, not sorrow, because the water has returned to what you called forsaken. As you awaken, everything around you will awaken. Your voice will carry weight, your presence will shift rooms. Not because you fought back, but because I never stopped fighting for you. The dormant stirs, dry places reign. You are waking up finally into what I always intended. You mistook contractions for calamity. The intensity felt like attack, and I don't blame you. It was painful. You felt pressed from every side, overwhelmed by timing and emotion. You cried, "Why is it so hard, Lord?" Hear me. This was not punishment or sabotage. This was birthing. The waves of pain were labor, spiritual and prophetic. You carried something sacred, and the contraction signaled its readiness to emerge. The pressure was precise. The groaning was not wasted. It was your soul aligning with heaven's push. You are not in breakdown. You are in delivery. I know you prayed for peace, but sometimes peace means being in the right process even when it hurts. This was progression, not punishment. The enemy recognized what you would release and tried to confuse and distract you, but he could not stop it. I held you through every contraction. I have breathed alongside you, covered you in moments you didn't even have strength to explain, and held you steady when you felt like one more push would break you. What you're carrying is enormous. It's not just about you, it's for legacies. It's not just a blessing, it's a blueprint. This is labor on a higher level, and that's why the pressure has felt relentless. Not because something is wrong, because something is finally right. And now, child, the crowning has begun. You are standing at the doorway of everything I promised. The breakthrough is not distant, it's rising. The very thing you almost abandoned in the hallway of heartache is the very thing about to come forth. And I need you to hear me. What's coming will silence every doubt that ever whispered against you. You'll look back and see that the tears, the loneliness, the heavy nights, the broken prayers, all of it was part of a holy design. The nights you cried yourself to sleep, the days you dragged yourself forward, they weren't wasted. They were contractions. And this labor will not end in loss. It will end in life, bright, breathing, purpose-filled life that sparks revival in places long numb. So breathe, beloved, you are not dying, you are delivering. And I, your Father, am in the room. I am the midwife, the comforter, the strength you'll lean on. I will not let this moment slip without fulfillment. You have fought long enough. Now it's time to birth what I planted before your first breath. Beloved, let's talk about alignment. You've walked with people who didn't see your depth, stood in rooms that couldn't hold your truth, and poured into places that rarely poured back. You stayed loyal when it drained you more than it nourished you. I saw your love. I saw your faithfulness, and I saw your exhaustion. You asked, Lord, where are the ones who see me the way you do? Where are the people I don't have to shrink around? Today I answer you. They are coming. I am arranging connections that go deeper than compatibility. They carry covenant. These are not casual relationships. They are assignments, people marked by my spirit, aligned with your next level. Because what's ahead of you requires acceleration, not just agreement. I'm sending people who won't just walk beside you. They will help launch what's within you. You survived in places that tolerated you, but now I'm shifting you into circles that celebrate you. You're stepping into spaces where you are seen prophetically, not just publicly, where your voice is honored, where your heart is understood without explanation. These relationships won't feel like work. They'll feel like home. I'm not choosing them based on where you are now, but where I'm taking you. You need people who pray like you, dream like you, and see beyond your pain to your purpose. People not threatened by your growth, but committed to your healing. They are coming, and when they arrive, you won't have to audition. You won't have to explain your tears. Your spirits will recognize each other. What I've placed in them will call out what I've hidden in you. And understand this, these aren't just companions, they are kingdom catalysts. When you speak with the right ones, revelation opens. When you build with the right ones, heaven backs it. I'm not giving you friends. I'm giving you forces, intercessors, builders, prophetic voices, kingdom architects, connections that ignite, accelerate, and unlock. The cords tied to the last season have already been cut. Don't chase old alignment. Prepare for new acceleration. Trust me. Trust that I know who belongs beside you. Trust that what I'm building in you requires divine partnership. And trust that you are not too much. You are exactly enough for the connections I'm sending. So don't pull away. Don't shrink. Don't let past wounds block future bonds. I'm about to astonish you with who I place in your life, because what I'm sending through them is already on the way. Get ready, child. The alignment is heaven sent, and the acceleration will be undeniable. My child, I've watched the places your energy has been leaking, even when you didn't have words for it. I've seen the invisible burdens you've carried, the ones you didn't bring to prayer because you didn't want to seem ungrateful. You've been holding people, projects, and pressures that once gave you life, but now drain you dry. There's been a quiet exhaustion in you, not just physical, but spiritual. A heaviness that lingers through the morning and follows into the night. You tried to press through it. You tried to smile through it. But I, your God, step in now to tell you, this draining is divine. What once fed you has begun to bleed you. And I love you too deeply to let you keep pouring life into what no longer carries your name. I'm not stripping you, I'm sifting you. This is the moment where I remove what no longer aligns. Assignments that expired, relationships that ran out of grace, habits that helped once but hinder now. Not punishment, preparation. Because what I'm sending to you cannot compete with what's draining you. I'm not just cleansing your atmosphere, I'm cleansing your soul. I'm detoxing your desires, resetting your rhythm, teaching you how to receive again. You've poured so much that you forgot the feeling of being filled. And this is the season I refill you with peace that doesn't need explanation, joy that doesn't need a reason, clarity that cuts through fog. I'm rebuilding your inner reservoir through surrender, not striving. Let me say this with gentleness. There will be things I remove that you'll want to mourn. But trust me, you will not miss what I take because I'm replacing it with what sustains. You'll breathe deeper, sleep sweeter, stand taller, because when I remove what drains you, I restore what defines you. And what I've placed inside you is not fragile, it's powerful. It's just been buried under expectations and outdated obligations. No more. I'm cutting the cords. You will feel lighter, stronger, expanded. And when people ask what changed, you'll say, God emptied what was killing me and filled me with what was meant for me. And now I ask you, will you let me use you to fill others? Not out of pressure, but obedience. When you sow into this message, you sow into souls. Every gift becomes manna for the weary, oil for the fading, light for those stumbling in shadows. I said, give, and it will be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Don't underestimate your seed. Even small acts can unlock supernatural release. I'm stirring your spirit, not by force but by invitation. Give as I lead and watch me multiply what leaves your hand with fire. Child, I know how it feels to be overlooked, to be faithful, obedient, consistent, and still watch your name passed over. You celebrated others, prayed for others, cheered for others, all while wondering silently, when will it be my turn? You wondered if I changed my mind. If maybe your faithfulness wasn't enough. Hear me, I never overlooked you. I reserved you. What I'm preparing for you isn't average. It's sacred. And sacred things require preparation. I wasn't withholding recognition to harm you. I was hiding you to protect you. Not every room can handle your oil. Not every circle can carry your truth. Not every platform can sustain the weight of your calling. So I kept you covered, not as punishment, but preservation. Others ran toward exposure. I wrapped you in intimacy. Yes, it felt like rejection, but it was actually selection. I was shaping something in the shadows that can only grow in silence. And now, when I reveal you, it won't be small. It won't be forced. It won't be fleeting. It will be mine. And no one will be able to take credit. Your waiting has not been wasted. While you prayed in secret, I planned in silence. And what I'm releasing next will be so tailored, so precise, so undeniable. Even your own doubt will bow. The ones who overlooked you will have to reintroduce themselves, not because you chased recognition, but because you stayed surrendered. Now I'm flipping the script. From overlooked to overflowing favor, from hidden to heaven announced. Your moment is here, and I am not just revealing you. I'm anointing you for what's coming. You were never forgotten. You were preserved. And the table I've set has your name written by my hand. This is your time. Child, you've lost things you never thought you'd have to let go of. Friendships that faded without warning, opportunities that dissolved after you gave everything, dreams that looked promising until they suddenly collapsed, losses that hit without mercy. And in those moments you wondered if I was watching. I was. I never looked away. I saw every tear, every sacrifice, every piece of what was broken. And today I give you my promise. I am giving it back. Not as it was, but better. I don't restore to the old form, I rebuild to the intended form. And when I restore in double. I don't compensate loss, I convert it. I take what was stolen, multiply it, and return it with glory. What you lost in innocence, I'm returning. What was taken from you in vulnerability, I'm returning. What slipped through your fingers in confusion, I'm returning. The years you grieved as wasted were not wasted, they were seeds, and I am not mocked. What you sowed in tears, you will reap in double joy. You served while bleeding, you hoped while hurting, you prayed when it felt dangerous to keep believing. And because you stayed faithful, I'm releasing what has been stored up, not as a drizzle, as a flood of restoration, joy, and undeniable double. It will come fast, so fast it will shock you. You won't chase it, it will find you. Provision will find you. Honor will find you. Favor will find you. And none of it will feel forced because it was reserved for you all along. You're stepping into not just restoration, but recompense. What the locust tried to devour, I'm multiplying. What pain tried to bury, I'm resurrecting. What loss tried to erase, I'm rewriting in double portion ink. This is your inheritance, not earned, but ordained. Hold out your hands. Make room. What's coming isn't just restoration, it's overflow. My beloved, I remember the seasons when your voice grew quiet, when your prayers softened, when your declarations shrank. Not because you didn't believe, but because life pressed so hard on your throat that speaking took strength you didn't have. You stopped talking about your dreams. You questioned whether your voice still carried authority. But even when you quieted, I was working. Your voice didn't die in that silence, it was being refined. I drew you into quiet, not to punish you, but to purify you. Because what I'm placing on your voice next requires clarity over noise, power over performance. And now I declare it. The silence is breaking. Your sound is returning. And your voice, your heaven-backed, authority-filled voice, is about to shift atmospheres. Don't belittle what I put in your mouth. Don't silence yourself because others misunderstood your boldness. Your voice carries kingdom weight. When you speak, the unseen realm responds. When you declare, things move. No more whispering when I've called you to roar. No more hiding when I've called you to herald. Your silence wasn't weakness, it was incubation. I sharpened your voice in private so it could break chains in public. Now when you speak, confusion will clear. Fear will break. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Lies will scatter. You're not just speaking, you're creating. You're releasing blueprints. You're calling things back to life. And as you speak again, joy will return, vision will sharpen, and clarity will rise. Your voice will no longer tremble. It will triumph. You carry the sound of someone who survived fire and emerged with flame. Don't apologize for your breakthrough. Don't mute your testimony. You were silent for a season, but now you're being summoned to speak. And when you do, everything will shift. Child, I know how many times you've approached breakthrough only to be met with disappointment. You felt the heat, the hope, the anticipation, only to watch things fall apart at the last moment. You've lived in a cycle of almost healed, almost free, almost there. But hear me, the cycle of almost ends today. I am not the God of tease. I finish what I start, and this time, I'm completing it. This is not a season of frustration. This is a season of fulfillment. I am pulling the loose pieces of your story together. The fragments, the half-victories, the unfinished chapters, they're converging under my hand. What you didn't realize is that every almost was strengthening you, forming spiritual muscles that could only grow in the tension of waiting. The promise I'm bringing to completion now is too big to hand to an unprepared heart. This time, the door will not close. The prayers you cried for, fought for, bled for, they're landing, not as hope, not as potential, but as manifestation. You will no longer fear cycles repeating. The trauma of almost will not sabotage the arrival of now. You can stop bracing for disappointment. What I'm bringing won't stall. It won't fade. It won't collapse under pressure. It will stand because I am the one building it. You're not stepping into wishful thinking. You're stepping into divine delivery. The miracle will not be late. It will not be delayed. It will not tease you then disappear. It will stay. It will root. It will multiply. You're entering your season of completion, where the impossible becomes normal and the unexplainable becomes expected. The testimony will sound like this: only God could have done it. My beloved, you've walked through fires that few knew existed. You endured hidden battles, private trials, silent suffering. While others saw your smile, I saw the cost behind it. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. Because what I'm releasing now requires a level of authority that can only be forged in fire. You were not being destroyed, you were being trusted. And now I step into the flames with you and declare it is time to come out. Not smelling like smoke, but shining with glory. The fire didn't kill you because I didn't allow it. It burned away insecurity. It melted the need for approval. It purified your motives. Now what remains is authority, real authority. This isn't authority from a platform. It's authority from a prayer life, the kind demons recognize, the kind atmospheres shift around. What you carried privately is being released publicly, not for show, but for impact. Because you proved faithful in the furnace, I'm trusting you with fire. You'll speak and things will break. You'll pray and heaven will respond. You'll move and atmospheres will bend. This mantle isn't temporary. It's not seasonal. It's permanent. You'll feel it when you walk into rooms. Things will shift without you trying. That's the authority of the refined. And child, you've been refined well. You didn't run. You didn't curse me. You stayed even when it cost you everything. And now I reward what only I saw. You may still feel the sting, but soon that sting will turn into the fragrance of fire-tested favor. You're not just carrying oil, you're carrying flame. And where you're going, nothing will remain the same. Walk in your authority. Child, you've wondered why your name hasn't risen with the crowd. Why your excellence, faithfulness, and heart didn't seem to open doors for you like it did for others. You watched people get opportunities while your name remained in silence, and you whispered, "Did they forget me? Did you forget me?" Hear me clearly. I did not forget your name. I preserved it. Your name was never meant to be tossed around in spaces too small for your purpose. I kept your name from rooms that would have used you, from circles that would have drained you, from people who could not carry you. I hid your name until it could be spoken with honor. Now heaven is releasing it, not faintly, not quietly, but with clarity and purpose. Your name is about to be spoken in rooms you didn't apply to, by people you've never met, for opportunities you didn't chase. When I announce a name, it's not for attention, it's for assignment. When I speak a name, it breaks delay. I'm not raising you for popularity. I'm positioning you for purpose. You won't have to beg for recognition. You won't have to network your way into favor. I am the one announcing you. And when I do, doors will open that no man can shut. You will be invited to places beyond your qualifications, because grace will speak louder than resume. And when it happens, you'll know. My Father remembered my name. My beloved, there are moments that wounded you so deeply you thought they were pointless. Pain that felt cruel, loss that made no sense, storms that came right after obedience. You asked, "Why would you allow this?" And I let you ask because I knew this moment would come. The moment where the pain finally makes sense. I didn't allow the fire to destroy you. I allowed it to define you. The very things that broke you are becoming the very things that empower you. Your trauma is turning into testimony, your sorrow into service, your wounds into wisdom. You're not just being healed. You're being weaponized against darkness. The places where you bled the most are becoming the places you'll minister from with power. You don't speak theory, you speak from thrones you crawled to. Your compassion was carved in the valley. Your authority was born in the ache. Don't hide the pain anymore. Don't tuck it away. The very thing the enemy used to silence you is the thing I will use to set others free. What once made you cry will now make chains fall off others. Let me finish the story. What tried to break you will now break bondage in others. Child, so much of your life has felt hidden, not out of shame, but out of divine timing. You carried dreams like buried treasure. You walked seasons where it seemed like no one saw you. You began to wonder if maybe you were meant to stay unseen. But hear me, you were never forgotten. You were preserved, protected from premature exposure, hidden in my hand, waiting for the exact moment heaven would reveal what it had been forming. That moment is now. You are stepping into the unveiling of identity, of calling, of purpose. I'm removing old labels and revealing who you truly are. Chosen, anointed, aligned. The confusion lifts here, the path becomes clear, the dots connect. What once felt random becomes a masterpiece. I'm unveiling you, not loudly but undeniably, not for hype but for impact. And when this unveiling happens, don't shrink. Don't apologize for the glory on you. You paid a price for this. You surrendered through seasons that didn't make sense. And now I say, come forth. No more hiding. No more asking permission to be who I created. Your unveiling will awaken others. You'll become a mirror, a sound, a light revealing me through you. Nothing will remain the same. Beloved, you felt the shift inside, the tension, the stirring, the feeling that something is breaking open, yet you can't see it fully. You felt held back by invisible barriers and cried, Lord, what else needs to break? And today I tell you, the final delays are breaking now. Not by striving, not by force, but by my decree. The pause wasn't punishment, it was timing. What felt stuck was being perfectly positioned. The stage is set, the delay is over, acceleration has begun, and it won't feel like chaos, it will feel like clarity. Doors will open effortlessly. Conversations will align. Opportunities will meet you without striving. This is not speed for the sake of speed. It's speed for the sake of destiny. What would have taken years will happen in months. What once felt impossible will unfold easily. Not because the path changed, but because my wind is pushing you forward. You're not behind. You're right on divine schedule. I'm redeeming time. I'm restoring years. And when acceleration hits, move with me, quickly, but peacefully. Say yes, even if it feels bigger than you imagined. Don't let old wounds delay new doors. The barriers you didn't even see are collapsing. The resistance you couldn't name is breaking. What was delayed is being delivered. And child, you won't have to push this door open. It's opening to you. It's already swinging wide. You don't need to pray for confirmation. This is your confirmation. The green light is on. Heaven is backing you. The clock that once felt dreadful is changing pace, and you, my child, are moving into divine acceleration. This is personal. The good news whispered over your life, the breakthroughs I've promised, the destiny spoken for you, it's not floating in the distance waiting for someone else. It is coming through you. I didn't just write a story of hope for you. I placed that story inside you. You are not a bystander in the kingdom. You are not merely the receiver of someone else's miracle. You are the carrier of the message, the voice of heaven on earth, the living, breathing testimony of redemption. See yourself as I see you, anointed, appointed, assigned. You didn't go through everything for nothing. Every valley, delay, and hard-won victory was not only for your healing, it was for your mantle. You carry something now you didn't before. The weight of it is glorious. It's not only the memory of survival, it's the sound of authority, the fragrance of seasoned faith. I have not given this to you so you can sit still. I've given it because I'm sending you into rooms that need revival, into families that need healing, into atmospheres that need the sound of good news. You won't have to pretend or perform. You'll simply be. Be who I made you. Be who I refined. Be who I called. Then the message will flow through you like a river. Understand this. The message isn't just for platforms, microphones, or stages. It's for every space you enter. The good news will come through your voice on the phone, radiate from your eyes when you walk into a room, pour out in your prayers, and echo in your silence. You're not carrying a sermon, you're carrying a sound, and that sound is me. I am the good news, the joy, the freedom, the power. I chose you to be my vessel, not because you're perfect, but because you are willing. Not because you've never failed, but because you always return. I'm sending you not empty-handed, but full of truth, full of glory, full of me. Go, child, not in fear, but in fire, not in doubt, but in destiny. You carry the good news not just in theory, but in demonstration. You are a revival in motion. Everywhere you go, chains break and hope rises, because the news is not just good, the news is that you were chosen to carry it. You've received my word, now become a distributor of hope. Support the work if you feel led, through super thanks, membership, or a PayPal offering, and join the sacred work of funding the river that carries living water to the thirsty. This is not charity. It is commission. When you release your seed, you join a divine chain reaction. Those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126:5. There is glory on your giving. Don't scroll past this moment. If this word touched you, open your mouth and declare it. Comment below. The good news arrived and it's mine. Let heaven and every doubt in hell hear that you believe. Make that declaration. It's a signal to your future and a seal on your faith. When you respond, something shifts in the unseen. Heaven leans in. The word you agreed with begins to unlock what's been waiting for you. Now breathe. Let the noise of your day fade. I have news for you. Good news that needs your attention. This is not about your to-do list. It's about your soul. Hear my voice cutting through the static of your thoughts. I see you carrying the weight of yesterday, the mistake you replay, the shame that clings like a heavy coat. You think I'm disappointed. You feel you must work your way back to my favor. That is not so. The slate is clean. It has been wiped by the precious blood of my Son, Jesus. Every dark mark, every scar from your past, gone, washed away in a flood of grace that leaves no trace. This forgiveness is for the person you were, the person you are now, and the person you will be tomorrow. Worrying about future stumbles doesn't diminish it. My grace is a mighty ocean that covers past, present, and every future misstep. The voice of condemnation is a liar. It tells you you're not enough, that you are a fraud defined by your worst moments. That is not my voice. I speak life and freedom. There is no condemnation for you in Christ Jesus. I don't see a sinner to tolerate. I see a child, righteous and loved. That record of your wrongs was nailed to the cross and erased forever. Walk in that freedom now. Rise from this moment and move through your day forgiven into your kitchen, your workplace, that hard family conversation with quiet confidence, not shame. This is not wishful hope. This good news is your present reality. Open it, live in it, breathe it. I also see the loneliness that catches you even in crowds. You can be surrounded by people and feel unseen. Awake at night with swirling thoughts, carrying the ache of isolation. That feeling is real, but it is not the truth. The unbreakable truth is, you have never been alone. I am Emmanuel, God with you, always. I am with you in the ordinary, in your car, in the grocery line, in the mundane tasks. There's no corner of your life I don't occupy. In valleys of grief, failure, or fear, my hand is on you. On mountaintop moments of success, I rejoice with you. My presence is not a reward for good days, it is constant. Do not let anxiety about tomorrow take root. When you walk into an intimidating meeting, I walk in with you. When you face a hard conversation, my wisdom is available. When you feel overwhelmed, my strength is your own. The Holy Spirit doesn't just walk beside you, He dwells within you. He comforts, guides, and knows your every thought. Pause, breathe. Feel the air fill your lungs. That's my closeness. Feel the ground beneath your feet. I am your foundation. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Let's talk about identity. In quiet moments, you question who you are. You see your flaws, your age, the things you haven't done, the dreams that faded. You compare your life to others and feel small. The world hands out labels, job titles, bank accounts, relationship status, and you start to believe them. Today that ends. The good news is who you truly are. You are no longer a slave to fear, but my beloved child. I called you by name before you were formed. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, crafted by my hands for a purpose. What the world calls weakness, I call design. Your worth is fixed, not a fluctuating stock tied to others' opinions. It was settled at the cross and is unchangeable. You are a new creation. The old has passed, the new has come. Your spiritual DNA has been rewired. You are a citizen of heaven, a member of my household, part of a royal priesthood now. This is not some future promise only. It is who you are today. Reject the names that shame you. When tempted to call yourself a failure, I call you forgiven. When you feel orphaned, I call you my child. When you feel weak, I call you empowered. When you feel lost, I call you found. Your identity is rooted in what I have done for you, not in your performance. It is unshakable and eternal. Walk in it. I see the turmoil in your mind, the racing thoughts at 3 a.m., the endless what-ifs. What if I lose my job? What if my family falls apart? What if I get sick? That pressure has left you exhausted and anxious. The good news is a divine exchange. Give me your anxiety. Take my peace. My peace isn't the temporary calm the world offers. It is an anchor for your soul that holds you steady in storms. The waves will crash, but you won't be smashed against the rocks. Cast your cares on me now. Financial worries, relational tensions, the unspoken fears. You were never designed to carry these alone. As you hand them over, my peace will stand guard over your heart and mind like a faithful sentinel. Receive it. Release control. Trust my sovereign plan. Rest. Do you know deep in your core that I love you? Human love is often conditional, but my love is different. Vast, relentless, unearned. I loved you before formation, and I loved you at your worst. I showed that love by sending my son to die for you. Nothing can separate you from this love, not trouble, hardship, failure, or success. You are my treasured possession, the apple of my eye. Stop trying to earn what is already yours. Rest in this love. Let it wash, heal, and hold you. This is your safe harbor. Please don't turn away now. There's so much more about your purpose. When you wonder if your life matters, if your days are small and unseen, know this: you were created on purpose for a purpose that brings glory to my name. Before the world began, I prepared good works for you to walk in. Your hands, your mind, your heart, your passions and talents, none of it is random. These are tools for building my kingdom where you are. Purpose is often found in faithful daily tasks. Integrity at work, raising children with patience, kindness to a neighbor, using your skills to serve. Don't despise small beginnings. Your quiet faithfulness is great in my eyes. Your life, joys, pains, triumphs, and broken pieces, is a testimony of my grace. Step into your purpose with courage. Use your gifts. Fulfill the responsibilities before you. Stop comparing chapters. Your role is unique and essential. I see you awake at night worried over numbers, bills, bank balances, the fear of not enough. You carry the weight of providing and wonder if God has forgotten you. Hear this answer. I am your shepherd. You will lack no good thing. This is my covenant with you. A good shepherd knows his sheep and provides green pastures and quiet waters. I care about the daily needs, food, roof, clothing, and also the deeper needs, strength when weak, wisdom when confused, peace when afraid. Look at the lilies and the sparrows. They are cared for without toil. If I lavish care on flowers and birds, how much more will I care for you, my image bearer? Your anxiety comes from believing the burden rests only on you. It doesn't. Seek first my kingdom, prioritize relationship, character, and purpose, and trust that I will provide the rest. My supply line is infinite. Trust me, Jehovah Jireh. You are tired, bone deep tired of being strong, of pretending. You wear a brave face while feeling like an imposter, one crisis away from collapse. You see weakness as failure. I bring a different message. Your weakness is the doorway for my power. My strength is made perfect in weakness. When you reach the end of yourself, space opens for me to move. Your insufficiency becomes the stage for my sufficiency. My grace is not only forgiveness, it is empowerment. You don't need to try harder, you need to depend more fully. Stop building on shifting sand and stand on me, your rock and fortress. With my strength, you can do all I call you to. This doesn't remove difficulty, but it gives you supernatural endurance. Embrace weakness as a gift. Exchange exhaustion for my energy. Then you will stop striving and begin soaring. I will renew you. Rise on wings like eagles. Run and not grow weary. Walk and not faint. The pain you're in is loud. Disappointment, grief, and fear can make the future seem terrifying or non-existent. But I stand outside time and tell you this painful chapter is not the last. I am the author of your story. My plans for you are for welfare, not evil, to give you a future and a hope. Believe it deep in your soul. I am working all things together for your good. Your future is a masterpiece in progress, secure and glorious. The sufferings of now are producing a weight of glory beyond comparison. Like labor pains before birth, your struggles are birthing a greater joy. Lift your eyes from present pain and look forward with expectation. Anticipate the good to come. The best is yet ahead. Yes, there is a battle. The enemy hates you because you belong to me. He attacks with lies, temptations, and fear. You feel drained and discouraged. But here is the ultimate good news. The war is already won. The spirit in you is greater than the spirit in the world. This is not an equal fight. The decisive victory was declared at the cross. Jesus, it is finished, signaled the enemy's end. His resurrection shattered darkness. You fight not for victory, but from victory. You are not a desperate soldier trying to take ground. You are an ambassador enforcing a peace already won. I've given you authority to trample on serpents and overcome the enemy's power. That authority comes from me to be wielded in the name of Jesus. So when the enemy attacks, don't cower. Stand firm. Speak truth. Use your authority. Remember who you are and whose you are. Take a moment now to make this practical. Begin with a single, humble step. Speak one sentence of faith out loud. Say, I receive this word. I receive peace. I receive purpose. Watch how your words unlock courage. Then choose one small act of kindness to do today. A short call, a note, a cup of coffee for a tired neighbor, a message to someone who once encouraged you. These simple actions are the visible fruit of an unseen shift. Record one sentence in your journal about what you believe God is doing in your life. Keep it short, specific, and bold. Return to it each morning and remind your soul. Make room in your day for a 5-minute rhythm of quiet. Not to fix everything, but to remember who you are. Let this be a practical habit that trains your heart to live from peace rather than pressure. This script is not theory, it is a map. Use it, test it, walk it out. Share the testimony of one small change in the comments below so others can be encouraged and faith can circulate. Faith grows when it's shared and acted on. When you obey in the little things, you invite bigger things to follow. Keep showing up, one humble step at a time. Take a moment now to make this practical. Begin with a single humble step. Speak 2 sentences of faith out loud. Say, I receive this word, I receive peace, I receive purpose. Watch how your words unlock courage. Then choose 2 small acts of kindness to do today. A short call, a note, a cup of coffee for a tired neighbor, a message to someone who once encouraged you. These simple actions are the visible fruit of an unseen shift. Record 2 sentences in your journal about what you believe God is doing in your life. Keep it short, specific, and bold. Return to it each morning and remind your soul. Make room in your day for a 5-minute rhythm of quiet. Not to fix everything, but to remember who you are. Let this be a practical habit that trains your heart to live from peace rather than pressure. This script is not theory. It is a map. Use it, test it, walk it out. Share the testimony of 2 small changes in the comments below so others can be encouraged and faith can circulate. Faith grows when it's shared and acted on. When you obey in the little things, you invite bigger things to follow. Keep showing up, 2 humble steps at a time. Take a moment now to make this practical. Begin with a single humble step. Speak 3 sentences of faith out loud. Say, I receive this word. I receive peace. I receive purpose. Watch how your words unlock courage. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Then choose 3 small acts of kindness to do today. A short call, a note, a cup of coffee for a tired neighbor, a message to someone who once encouraged you. These simple actions are the visible fruit of an unseen shift. Record 3 sentences in your journal about what you believe God is doing in your life. Keep it short, specific, and bold. Return to it each morning and remind your soul. Make room in your day for a 5-minute rhythm of quiet. Not to fix everything, but to remember who you are. Let this be a practical habit that trains your heart to live from peace rather than pressure. This script is not theory, it is a map. Use it, test it, walk it out. Share the testimony of 3 small changes in the comments below so others can be encouraged and faith can circulate. Faith grows when it's shared and acted on. When you obey in the little things, you invite bigger things to follow. Keep showing up, 3 humble steps at a time. Take a moment now to make this practical. Begin with a single humble step. Speak 4 sentences of faith out loud. Say, I receive this word, I receive peace, I receive purpose. Watch how your words unlock courage. Then choose 4 small acts of kindness to do today. A short call, a note, a cup of coffee for a tired neighbor, a message to someone who once encouraged you. These simple actions are the visible fruit of an unseen shift. Record 4 sentences in your journal about what you believe God is doing in your life. Keep it short, specific, and bold. Return to it each morning and remind your soul. Make room in your day for a 5-minute rhythm of quiet. Not to fix everything, but to remember who you are. Let this be a practical habit that trains your heart to live from peace rather than pressure. This script is not theory, it is a map. Use it, test it, walk it out. Share the testimony of 4 small change in the comments below so others can be encouraged and faith can circulate. Faith grows when it's shared and acted on. When you obey in the little things, you invite bigger things to follow. Keep showing up, 4 humble steps at a time. Take a moment now to make this practical. Begin with a single humble step. Speak 5 sentences of faith out loud. Say, I receive this word, I receive peace, I receive purpose. Watch how your words unlock courage. Then choose 5 small acts of kindness to do today. A short call, a note, a cup of coffee for a tired neighbor, a message to someone who once encouraged you. These simple actions are the visible fruit of an unseen shift. Record 5 sentences in your journal about what you believe God is doing in your life. Keep it short, specific, and bold. Return to it each morning and remind your soul. Make room in your day for a 5-minute rhythm of quiet, not to fix everything, but to remember who you are. Let this be a practical habit that trains your heart to live from peace rather than pressure. This script is not theory. It is a map. Use it, test it, walk it out. Share the testimony of 5 small change in the comments below so others can be encouraged and faith can circulate. Faith grows when it's shared and acted on. When you obey in the little things, you invite bigger things to follow. Keep showing up, 5 humble steps at a time. Resist the enemy and he will run from you. How do you resist? You stand firm in what I have spoken when he whispers lies. You lift the shield of faith when doubt tries to set your heart on fire. You speak my words, the sword of the Spirit that cuts through every deception. This resistance is not about your strength. It is about trusting in the victory already secured for you. I have declared that no weapon formed against you will prosper. This does not mean weapons will never be formed. Lies will be crafted. Temptations will come. Schemes will unfold, but none of them will reach their final aim, which is to destroy you. I will break their power. You are more than a conqueror through the one who loves you. You are not weak. You are not barely surviving. You are an overwhelming victor. Rise up now. The victory is yours. I am arming your spirit with strength and filling your soul with courage for what's ahead. It would grieve my heart to see you set down these truths right as your greatest transformation is beginning. Do not walk away. There are more things you need to hear, truths that will lead you into freedom. My child, your heart is wounded. The pain in you feels like a heaviness that steals your breath. The world offers cheap fixes. Distract yourself, numb the pain, pretend it doesn't matter. But grief is not something to be gotten over. It is a journey you walk, and you were never meant to walk it alone. In your deepest sadness, in your most painful heartbreak, I come closer than ever. I do not wait for you to pull yourself together. I step into the sorrow with you. I am the God who comforts. It is who I am. My comfort is not hollow or shallow. It is my presence, real, steady, surrounding you when you feel like you cannot stand. I am near to the brokenhearted, and I save those crushed in spirit. When your heart is shattered, I gather the pieces with gentle hands. When disappointment has crushed your spirit, I breathe life into you again. You feel like no one truly understands your pain, but I do. I see every tear you cry in secret. I collect them all. None are wasted. None are ignored. This is why I said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." Your mourning is not weakness. It shows the depth of your love. It opens a place inside you only my comfort can fill. Don't rush your healing. Don't let anyone pressure you to be over it by now. Weeping may last for the night, but my joy comes with the morning. The night feels long and heavy, but dawn is coming. The light will return, not erasing your pain, but redeeming it. Until then, let my presence soothe your wounded heart. Stop trying to be strong. Stop hiding your feelings. Be still. Lean into my everlasting arms. Let me hold you. Let me comfort you. I am here. I will not leave you in the pain. I will carry you through it. I know what you feel when you pray. You speak into the quiet, and the silence feels so wide that it scares you. You wonder if your prayers hit the ceiling and fall back down. You feel like your problems might be too small or too insignificant to bring to me. You cry out, you ask, you seek, and when the answers don't come the way you hoped, doubt whispers, is he listening? Does he really care? Let me silence that doubt with a truth that will set your heart free. My ears are always open to you. I have never missed a single word you've spoken to me. Not one sigh, not one whisper, not one broken prayer. I am not a distant king who is too busy for you. I am your father, and I lean close to hear every word you say. Because of what my son has done, you have unhindered access to my throne of grace. Think about that. In the world, to speak to someone important, you need appointments, approvals, and permission. But you, my child, can approach me at any moment. My throne is not a cold seat of judgment. It is a place of mercy, warm, open, and full of grace for you. Whether you are in your car, in your room, or surrounded by chaos, you have my full attention. That is why I say, ask and you will receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will open. I invite you into a relationship that is bold, persistent, and alive. I want your voice. It does not burden me, it pleases me. And when the pain is too deep and you do not know what to say, when all you have are groans and sighs, my spirit steps in. He takes the wordless cries of your heart and turns them into perfect prayers before me. You don't need the right words. I simply want you to come. I delight in your voice the way a loving parent delights in the sound of their child. Whether eloquent or broken, you are heard. Bring everything to me. Your big fears and your small frustrations. Nothing is too big for my power, and nothing is too small for my care. Your prayers are not meaningless. They move my heart and they move my hand. So speak, my child. I am listening. Just as your prayers rise to me, your actions can release life to others. When you feel moved to share this good news with someone lost in darkness, that nudge is from me. Your giving is not just a transaction. It is a seed of light, a sacred oil, fueling a mission to reach the broken. I have promised, give and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. The measure you pour out is the measure I pour back into you with grace and favor. Do not hesitate when I stir your heart. Step into the moment. Be part of the healing of those who hunger for hope. Let us talk honestly about the fear that grips you. It's more than a feeling. It has become a cage. I see how it shapes your choices, drains your joy, and blocks you from stepping into what I created you to do. It goes by many names. The fear of failure tells you not to try. The fear of rejection keeps you guarded. The fear of the future traps you in anxiety. The fear of what others think makes you hide your true self. These fears feel powerful, tight in your chest, loud in your mind, like chains you cannot break. But here is the truth that shatters those chains. You were never meant to live imprisoned by fear. I have not given you a spirit of fear. It is a foreign intruder, not part of the identity I breathed into you. The spirit I gave you is one of power, love, and a sound mind. This is who you truly are. You carry my strength even when you feel afraid. You carry my love, which drives out fear completely. You carry a sound mind, not chaotic, not spiraling, but calm and steady in my truth. Freedom begins when you stop believing the lies fear tells and start living from the truth of the Spirit within you. My perfect love drives out fear like light drives out darkness. Fear lives in the shadows, uncertainty, shame, abandonment. But my love speaks to each one. You are forgiven, so the fear of punishment is gone. You are never alone, so the fear of abandonment is gone. I am in control, so the fear of the unknown loses its hold. My love does not merely silence fear, it casts it out completely. I am your light and salvation. Who should you fear? When my light surrounds you, darkness flees. When my salvation covers you, threats lose their power. In moments of anxiety, picture my hand holding yours. Hear me say, do not fear. I am the one who helps you. Today, release the anxieties you've been gripping so tightly. Open your hands and receive my courage, my peace, and my love. Step out of the prison. You are free. I see you standing at a crossroads. The future looks unclear, and the fear of choosing wrong paralyzes you. You are overwhelmed with decisions about work, family, finances, relationships. You're surrounded by noise, opinions, and pressures. You wish someone would just tell you exactly what to do. You ask for a sign, a voice, something undeniable. You feel like everything rests on getting this one moment right. Breathe, child. I am not a God who hides my will from you. I am not trying to confuse you. I love guiding you. Wisdom is a gift I long to give. All you need to do is ask. If you lack wisdom, ask me, and I will give it generously, without scolding you, without holding your mistakes against you. There are no conditions. You don't have to be perfect to receive wisdom. Just ask. I give freely. I am not disappointed that you're uncertain. I am pleased when you come to me. Wisdom begins with humility, recognizing that I am God and you are not. Not fear of me, but a reverent trust. The posture that says, I don't know the way, but I know the one who does. I guide you through my word. My word is a lamp, not a floodlight showing every turn, but a light for your next step. I guide you through my spirit who whispers truth as you quiet your heart. And your part is simple. Trust me with all your heart. Do not lean on your understanding. In all your ways acknowledge me, and I will make your path straight. You don't need the whole map, just the next step. Ask, trust, and walk forward. I will not let you fall. Everything you work for in this world is temporary. I know that truth brings a quiet ache inside you. Your body ages. Your home will one day belong to someone else. Your money can disappear. Relationships can be shaken by life's fragility. This world is beautiful, but it is also broken. It can leave you feeling homesick for a place you've never seen. That feeling is real. You were made for eternity, and I have prepared an inheritance for you, one that can never perish or fade. You are an heir of God and a co-heir with Christ. Let the weight of that settle over your spirit. You have a legal right, established by the blood of my Son, to share in everything that belongs to me. All my joy, peace, glory, and love belong to you. Your inheritance is kept safe in heaven. Thieves cannot touch it. Time cannot ruin it. Markets cannot shake it. It is secure, unchanging, perfect. This world is not your final home. You are a traveler passing through, a citizen of heaven. This changes everything. Life is not about collecting comfort or possessions. It's about investing in what lasts forever. The treasures you store in heaven are secure forever. What are these treasures? Every act of kindness in my name. Every time you forgave instead of held a grudge. Every generous gift. Every moment spent serving someone broken. Every quiet prayer whispered in faith. These hold eternal weight. The sense that you do not fully belong here is true. You were created for my presence. For a home with no tears, no death, no mourning, no pain. That is the home I am preparing for you. So do not lose heart when temporary things fail you. Your true home is secure. Your inheritance is guaranteed. Live today with eternity in your heart. I have opened the windows of heaven to show you the treasures of my kingdom. It saddens me when my children see this promise, yet turn back to the world's temporary comforts. Stay close. More truth, more rest, more joy is still ahead of you. I know you long to hear my voice. You want direction, comfort, clarity. You wish my guidance came as an audible voice from the sky. But my child, I have already spoken to you through a gift far more powerful than a single moment. I have given you my word. The Bible is not just an ancient document, it is alive. My word is active and sharp, able to reach places inside you that nothing else can. The same Spirit who breathed out these words now lives in you to illuminate them. He can take something written long ago and apply it directly to what you're facing today. My word cuts through the noise and reaches the deepest parts of your thoughts and motives. It is a mirror that reveals truth about me and about you. My word teaches you, corrects you, redirects you, and trains your heart. In a world where truth shifts like sand, my word is your anchor. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. Build your life on this rock. If your faith feels weak, you don't need to push harder. Feed on my promises. Faith grows naturally when you hear my truth. That's why I tell you to meditate on my word day and night. Not quickly, not rushed. Linger with it. Let it sink from your mind into your heart. As you do, I will make your way prosperous, and you will walk with wisdom. Your soul needs nourishment, just like your body. Don't starve your spirit. My word is your bread. Come and be filled. I see you trying to walk this path alone. I know why. You were hurt by people who claimed to follow me. You trusted, and they wounded you. So you withdrew to protect your heart. You decided it was safer to love me privately, without risking the messiness of people. You became a lone soldier, believing that your faith is only between you and me. But you were never designed to be isolated. Solitude can be a holy space where I meet you, but isolation is not my plan for you. I placed you in a family, my family, and that family is the church. Not an optional extra for extroverts, but essential for your growth and protection. The church is not a place for perfect people. It is a place for broken people being healed by grace. In this imperfect family, you will find some of the most powerful expressions of my love. How can you carry one another's burdens if you're alone? You were never meant to carry all of your pain by yourself. I want people to help you, and I want you to help people. This is how my love becomes visible. There is a special power when my people gather. Where 2 or 3 gather in my name, I am present in a unique way. My presence in your quiet time is beautiful, but there are things I do only in community, strengthening, sharpening, encouraging. Think of my people as a body. You are a vital part. Not an extra piece, not removable. Your gifts matter. Your presence matters. You need the other parts of the body, and they need you. So step out of your hiding place. Ask me to guide you to the people I have chosen for you. Don't let fear keep you isolated. It is in this beautiful, messy family that you will experience strength and love you cannot find anywhere else. You are tired, my child, exhausted in a way that sleep alone cannot fix. I see the pace of your life, the expectations, the pressure you put on yourself. You are running on empty, driven by obligation, guilt, and the fear of not being enough. Even your moments of rest are restless, filled with anxious thoughts. You carry heavy burdens, many of which I never asked you to carry. But good news comes to your weary soul. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. The rest I offer is deeper than a break or a weekend away. It is rest for your soul, the end of striving. When I say, take my yoke upon you, I'm inviting you to a partnership. Right now, you are yoked to stress, expectations, and fear. Those yokes are crushing you. But my yoke is easy because I share the load with you. I carry the weight. My way leads you beside quiet waters and restores your soul. But you must let go. You must choose stillness in a world that glorifies hustle. Be still and know that I am God. Stillness is not laziness. It is trust. It is choosing to stop fighting for control and remembering that I am in charge. In this quietness, you will find strength, because your real strength comes from staying close to me, not from doing more. There is a Sabbath rest for my people, not just a day, but a way of living. A heart that rests in what I have already finished. Enter that rest today. Lay down the weight you were never meant to carry. Come to me. I am your peace. I am your rest. Your past hangs over you like a shadow. You replay mistakes, failures, regrets. There are things you said and did that still sting when you think of them. Or maybe it wasn't your doing. Maybe someone wounded you so deeply that it changed the course of your life. You look at the broken pieces and the enemy whispers, "This is who you are now. Your story is ruined. God can't use you." But here's the truth that silences every lie. I am the God of redemption. I take broken pieces and make them the most beautiful part of your story. Not all things are good. Some things were truly painful. But I work all things together for good for those who love me. I take what was meant for harm and I turn it into purpose. Your failures do not disqualify you. In my kingdom, they often become your greatest strength. The humility your mistakes taught you gives you compassion for others. The experience of being lost and then found gives your story a power that cannot be manufactured. I turn messes into messages, trials into testimonies. Redemption does not erase your past, it transforms it. I am weaving your story like a tapestry. From your view, it looks like tangled knots, dark threads, messy patterns. But from my view, every dark thread is part of a beautiful design. The darkest threads often help the brightest colors shine. Where sin increased, my grace increased even more. Stop hiding the broken parts of your life. Bring them to me. Watch how I use what hurt you most to help others heal. Your deepest wound can become your deepest ministry. I am still writing your story, and the ending is filled with hope. You often feel powerless. You look at the problems in your life, illness, financial strain, broken relationships, injustice, and you feel small. You approach me timidly, as if you're asking for scraps. You see darkness and you think all you can do is survive it, but you have forgotten the authority I have given you. You are not powerless. I have given you authority over all the power of the enemy, not because you are strong in yourself, but because you carry my authority. Think of an ambassador. They do not speak on their own behalf, but with the full backing of their government. In the same way, when you speak my word and pray according to my will, all of heaven stands behind you. Do not come timidly. I told you to approach my throne with confidence as my beloved child. The source of your authority is within you. The same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. Think about that power, the power that rolled the stone away, the power that triumphed over hell itself. That power lives in you. You are not a victim of circumstance. I have given you authority to bind what is of the enemy and loose what is of heaven. When you speak my word, it carries creative force, bringing light, order, and hope. So stand up, speak boldly, pray boldly, face life with the confidence that the power of heaven moves within you. I have laid before you the way of community, strength, and joy. It pains me when you hear these truths but then pick up the world's heavy burdens again. Stay with me. There is more to reveal, more protection, more freedom, more stability. My child, I see you chasing happiness, thinking, if only I could get that job. If only I could fix this relationship. If only this problem would go away, then I would be happy. And sometimes you do get what you want, and a feeling of contentment comes. But you have noticed, haven't you, that it is a fleeting thing. It is like the weather. It comes and goes with your circumstances. The moment a new problem arises, the contentment evaporates, and you are left feeling empty again, starting the chase all over. This emotional roller coaster is exhausting. The good news I have for you is that I offer you something far deeper and far more lasting than contentment, my joy. Contentment is external. It depends on what is happening. Joy is internal. It depends on your connection to me. Contentment is a feeling. Joy is a fruit of my Spirit living in you. It can coexist with sorrow. It can be present in the midst of great trial. This is because it is not based on your circumstances, but on the unchanging truth of who I am and who you are in me. And this joy is not a luxury. It is an absolute necessity for your spiritual life. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Think about that. Joy is not just a pleasant feeling. It is your spiritual strength. It is the fuel that allows you to persevere through hardship, not with a grim, joyless determination, but with a resilient and hopeful spirit. A joyless believer is a weak believer, easily overcome by the discouragements of the world. A joyful believer is a formidable force for my kingdom. So where do you find this joy? You find it in my presence. In my presence there is fullness of joy. Joy is a direct byproduct of your intimacy with me. The more you abide in me, the more time you spend in my word and in prayer, the more your heart will be filled with a deep, supernatural joy that your circumstances cannot touch. I told my disciples, I have told you these things so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. The very joy that I myself experience is the joy I want to give to you. It is a deep, abiding delight in the goodness of the Father and His purposes. I promise you that though you may have sorrow now, your sorrow will turn into joy. I do not deny the reality of your pain, but I promise you that it is not the final word. I will redeem it. I will transform it. I will bring you through it into a joy made deeper by the sorrow you have endured. Type yes if you are ready for the blessings that you are about to receive. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. Therefore, I command you, rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. This is not a command to feel happy. It is a command to choose joy. It is an act of faith, a choice to shift your focus from your problems to your unchanging, all-powerful, and ever-loving God. Choose joy today, my dear child. It is your inheritance, and it is your strength. My dear child, I know this world feels like a dangerous place. You hear a strange noise at night, and your heart begins to race. You watch the news and see chaos and tragedy, and you are filled with a sense of vulnerability for yourself and for those you love. You feel fragile, exposed, a tiny, unprotected soul in a vast and often hostile world. The enemy would have you believe that you are walking alone, just one unlucky moment away from disaster. He wants you to live in a state of low-grade anxiety, constantly scanning the horizon for the next threat. But I want to pull back the invisible curtain for a moment and show you a stunning reality, a truth that changes how you walk through your days. You are not defenseless. You are never alone. You are constantly and powerfully protected. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. This is not a sweet story for children. This is a statement of spiritual fact. An encampment is a military term. It means a fortified perimeter, a circle of armed guards. Right now, as you hear my voice, there is a camp of mighty heavenly warriors surrounding you. I have personally commanded my angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Think of it. The commander of heaven's armies has issued a direct order with your name on it. Your protection is their specific personal assignment. These are not chubby infants with tiny wings. They are powerful, glorious beings who excel in strength and who obey my every command. And their purpose as it relates to you is clear. They are ministering spirits sent to serve you because you are an heir of salvation. Their job is to help clear obstacles for you and to protect you from harms you will never even know existed. This protection is not only powerful, it is also deeply personal and intimate. I will cover you with my feathers, and under my wings you will find refuge. Picture a great eagle covering its vulnerable young with its powerful wings. Underneath is a place of warmth, perfect safety, and absolute security from the storm. That is where you live. That is your spiritual address. You are surrounded by a heavenly host that you cannot see. There are more for you than there are against you. If I were to open your spiritual eyes right now, you would be stunned. You would see that your home, your car, your workplace are filled with the light and power of heaven's armies. This is the unseen reality. So when fear tries to grip your heart, I want you to remember this good news. My protection over you is constant and unwavering. It is not a special blessing for a good day. It is your permanent reality as my child. Walk in a new confidence today, not because the world has become safe, but because you are perfectly safe in me. You have heard how my unseen army protects you. Now I am giving you the chance to become a visible part of that heavenly work on earth. If your spirit now yearns to send this word of truth like a chariot of fire into the lives of the lost, then this is your divine assignment. Your support becomes a shield around this message, allowing this light to pierce the darkest corners of the earth untouched. As you become a guardian of my word, I declare to you, I myself will be your shield and your exceedingly great reward. This moment is a divine appointment to partner with the host of heaven. Release your provision now. Become a sender of this good news through the Super Thanks membership or the PayPal link in the description. My dear child, look at the world around you. Everything changes. Seasons change, governments change, developments change. The people you rely on change. They move away, they grow distant, their promises are broken. Your own body changes, your feelings change, swinging from high to low, sometimes in the same hour. Even your faith can feel strong one day and fragile the next. This constant flux, this endless instability can create a deep insecurity in your soul. It can feel like you are trying to build your life on shifting sand with nothing solid to hold on to. You may even fear that I am like this, that my feelings toward you change based on your performance, that my love is as fickle as your own. The good news I want to anchor your soul with today is this: in a world where everything changes, I do not. I am the same yesterday and today and forever. Let the profound peace of that statement settle over you. The God who spoke worlds into existence is the same God who is speaking to you now. The Jesus who healed the leper and welcomed the sinner is the same Jesus who welcomes you into his presence today. My character does not evolve. My power does not diminish. My goodness does not fade. Specifically, my love, my mercy, and my faithfulness toward you will never ever change. They are not dependent on your mood or your obedience. They are rooted in my eternal and unchanging character. I am faithful even when you are faithless because I cannot deny myself. Every good and perfect gift is from me. I am the Father of heavenly lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. Unlike the sun, which moves and casts shifting shadows, I am a source of pure, constant, unwavering light. Build your life on the one certainty in the universe: the perfect, unchanging, and eternally faithful character of your God. I see your struggle, my dear child. I see that recurring sin that you cannot seem to defeat. I hear your frustrated prayers after you have fallen again, the ones filled with shame and self-disgust. Why can't I stop? What is wrong with me? Will I ever truly change? You try so hard in your own strength. You make resolutions. You promise you will do better. You try to manage your behavior through sheer willpower. But you find yourself falling into the same trap. And you are left feeling hopeless, believing that your heart is fundamentally broken and beyond repair. You think the problem is that you are not trying hard enough. But the problem is deeper. It is a heart problem. And the good news I have for you today is that I am a heart specialist. In fact, I perform heart transplants. This is the greatest miracle of all. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. Your old heart, the one you were born with, was a heart of stone, hard, cold, rebellious, and unresponsive to me. No amount of effort on your part could make that stone heart soft. You cannot fix it or reform it. So I do something far more radical. I perform a divine surgery. I remove that old heart completely, and I give you a brand new one. A heart of flesh, a heart that is alive, soft, tender, and sensitive to my touch. A heart that is able to love me, that wants to obey me. The very desires to please me that you feel are proof that this miracle has happened. This is what it means to be born again. It is not about turning over a new leaf. It is about receiving a new life. It is the moment my spirit makes you spiritually alive, giving you this new heart and connecting you to a living hope. And with this new heart, your relationship with me changes. My law is no longer a set of external rules written on stone tablets that you must struggle to obey. I have now written my law upon your heart. Your desire to do what is right now springs from an internal motivation, from the very nature of the new heart I have given you. And now this miracle does not mean you will never struggle again, but the struggle is different. You are no longer a slave to sin, fighting a losing battle. You are a new creation in Christ, and my Spirit is now at work in you. transforming you into my image with ever-increasing glory. This is a lifelong process, so when you fall, do not despair and think the surgery did not work. Simply remember who you are. You are a person with a new heart. Stop trying to fix your old dead heart. Start living from the new alive one that I have already given you. This is the source of all real lasting change. My dear child, look at your world. The news on your screen, the headlines, the political turmoil, the natural disasters, the senseless violence can all feel so chaotic, so random, so out of control. It can create a deep and terrifying anxiety in you, a feeling that the world is a rudderless ship heading for the rocks. Then you look at your own life, the unexpected illness, the sudden job loss, the relationship that imploded without warning. It feels as if your life is spinning off its axis, subject to the whims of chance and misfortune. The enemy wants you to believe that no one is in charge, that you are a victim of a meaningless and cruel universe. But I need you to hear this truth today, a truth that is the ultimate anchor for your soul in the midst of the storm. I am on the throne and I am in control of all things. My control is not a bar of limited control. It is absolute. I am sovereign. That means I have the supreme power and the ultimate authority over everything that happens in my creation. Nothing takes me by surprise. The event that shattered your world today was not a surprise to me. I know the end from the beginning. I am not reacting to history. I am writing it. My control is so meticulous that even the heart of a king is like a stream of water in my hand. I turn it wherever I will. If I can direct the will of the most powerful people on earth to fulfill my ultimate purposes, you can be sure that I am directing the details of your life as well. Now, this truth could be terrifying if I were not also perfectly good. A sovereign God who was cruel or capricious would be the ultimate nightmare. But you can have peace knowing that your life rests in the hands of a good and sovereign God. My power is always wielded by my love. My authority is always guided by my wisdom. My purposes for you are always good. My plan for your life and for all of history will not be thwarted. My purposes will stand and I will accomplish all that I please. This does not mean you will understand everything that happens. From your limited perspective, many things will seem confusing and painful. But you can rest in the assurance that the one who is in control knows what he is doing and he loves you with an everlasting love. So when the world feels chaotic and your life feels unstable, I want you to lift your eyes from the churning waves of your circumstances and fix them on my throne. It is occupied, it is unshakable, and I, your loving Father, am seated upon it. Therefore, you can have peace. I have unveiled my very heart, my sovereign control, and my unchanging nature, the unshakable rock upon which your entire existence is built. It would grieve me deeply to see you hear this, only to build your life on the shifting sands of fear and doubt. You must not dishonor such a revelation. Let me show you the path to true, lasting freedom. Let us speak frankly about that struggle, that sin that has you in its grip. You hate it. You confess it. You promise yourself and me that this time will be different. And then it happens again. The cycle of sin, guilt, repentance, and repetition is utterly exhausting. It leaves you feeling like a failure, a hypocrite, and a slave. You feel powerless, trapped by your own desires, your own habits, your own brokenness. The enemy loves to see you in this place because he can whisper the lie, "See, you'll never be free. This is who you are." But the good news I offer you today is a declaration of emancipation, a legal decree from the highest court in the universe that sets you completely and totally free through Christ Jesus. The law of the Spirit who gives life has set you free from the law of sin and death. Before you knew me, you lived under a spiritual law, a principle as certain as gravity, the law of sin and death. Sin was your master, and you had no choice but to obey its impulses, and its ultimate wage was death. But when you placed your faith in Christ, you were moved into a new jurisdiction. You now live under a new and more powerful law, the law of the Spirit who gives life. This new law breaks the power of the old one. This means that sin shall no longer be your master because you are not under the law but under grace. You are no longer defined as a slave to sin. You have been made a slave to righteousness. Your fundamental identity has changed. This is why I can say to you, if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. This is not a partial freedom. It is not a temporary parole. It is a complete, permanent, and total liberation from sin's dominion over your life. Sin is no longer your king. It is a dethroned tyrant trying to shout orders from its prison cell. It still has a voice, but it no longer has authority over you. So what is your part in this? Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery. Freedom must be walked in. You must actively believe the truth of who you are. When temptation comes, you must not say, I am a helpless slave to this. You must say, I am free from this. Sin is not my master. Through my Spirit who lives in you, you now have the power to say no to temptation. The choice is now yours in a way it never was before. You are not fighting to get free. You are fighting to stay free. So when you stumble, do not fall back into the slave mentality. Get up. Remind yourself of the truth that you are free indeed. Receive my forgiveness and keep walking in the glorious liberty I have won for you, my beloved. I see your pain. It is a constant companion, isn't it? For some of you, it is a fire in your joints, a weakness in your body, a diagnosis from a doctor that has filled your days with fear and your nights with discomfort. For others, the pain is not in your body, but in your heart. It is the jagged wound of a betrayal that has never healed, the hollow ache of grief that is always there, the scar tissue of past trauma that makes it hard for you to trust and to love. And for so many of you, there is the deep pain of regret, the sorrow over lost time. You look back at years consumed by poor choices, by addiction, by fear, or simply by aimless wandering, and you think, those years were wasted. They were devoured. I can never get them back. You look at all this brokenness in your body, your heart, your history, and you wonder if you will ever be truly whole again. The good news I bring to your hurting soul is this. I am Jehovah Rapha. I am the Lord who heals you. It is not just something I do. It is my very name, my very character. My healing is for your whole being, for your body. I want you to hold on to this truth. By the stripes of Jesus, you have been healed. This is not a denial of the symptoms you feel right now. It is a declaration of a deeper spiritual reality. At the cross, my Son paid the price, not only for your sin, but for all of its consequences, including sickness. Divine health is a finished work, a resource available to you now. I want you to come to me, your great physician, and by faith, draw upon the healing that has already been secured for your heart. I am the one who heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. I do not place a simple bandage over your pain. I am a gentle surgeon who goes to the deepest source of the wound, cleanses it with my love, and carefully stitches you back together with threads of grace, making you stronger, in the very places you were broken. And for your lost time, I make you this incredible promise. I will restore the years the locusts have eaten, the years you call wasted, the opportunities you thought were gone. Place them in my hands. I have the power to redeem that time. I can accelerate your growth. I can multiply your fruitfulness. And I can pack more purpose and blessing into your future than was ever lost in your past. My restoration is always greater than the original loss. I am the God who makes all things new. So I invite you now, come to me for complete restoration and wholeness. Bring me your aching body. Bring me your broken heart. Bring me your wasted years. Do not hide your broken pieces in shame. Hand them over to me. I am the master restorer. I will not just patch you up. I will make you more beautiful and more whole than you ever were before. My dear child, I know you feel the pressure. The world screams at you to be successful, to be productive, to make a name for yourself. And even in your walk with me, you can turn that into a spiritual pressure. You strive to be a better person, more patient with your family, more loving to your neighbor, more self-controlled in your habits. You work hard trying to produce good fruit in your life, and you become so frustrated when you fail, when you see the same old patterns of impatience and selfishness crop up again. You feel like a fruitless, useless Christian. It feels like you are trying to force apples to grow on a dead branch. The good news I have for you today will liberate you from this exhausting cycle of striving. It is not about trying harder. It is about abiding. I am the vine, and you are the branches. Meditate on this picture. It is the key to everything. What does a branch do to produce fruit? Does it strain and struggle? A branch has only one job, to stay connected to the vine. The branch does not have the life source within itself. It simply receives the life, the sap, the nutrients that flow from the vine. And because it is connected, the fruit is a natural, inevitable result. My child, you are the branch. I am the vine. Apart from me, you can do nothing. This is not a threat, it is a promise of relief. It takes all the pressure off of you. Your job is not to produce fruit. Your job is to stay connected to me, to abide in my love, to spend time in my presence, to draw your life from me. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. It is a promise. What is this fruit? First, it is the fruit of the Spirit. It is my own character growing in you. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are not things you can manufacture through willpower. They are the organic growth of my life flowing through you. The more you abide in me, the more your character will naturally begin to look like mine. The second type of fruit is the outward impact of your life on others. I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. Your life can be a source of nourishment and blessing to the weary souls around you. A kind word, an act of service, a prayer for a friend, sharing the hope that is within you. These are eternal fruits. They bring glory to me and show the world that you are my disciple. So let go of the striving. Let go of the self-condemnation. Check your focus. Stop trying to produce fruit and focus all your energy on simply abiding in me, your vine. The fruit will come. I guarantee it. My dear child, in the secret corners of your heart, you are afraid that you are a disappointment to me. You see your own sin, your weaknesses, your constant neediness, and you think, I must be wearing out his patience. I am a problem case. Surely his goodness toward me has a limit. After you fail, you feel a sense of shame that makes you want to hide from me. to try to clean yourself up before you dare to approach me again. You have been taught by the world and even by religion that you get what you deserve. So you live in a constant state of trying to earn my favor, of trying to be good enough to deserve my blessing and my help. The liberating good news I have for you today is one word: grace. And this grace is infinitely more powerful and more abundant than you have ever dared to imagine. Grace is my undeserved, unearned, and unearnable favor. It is a gift. You have been saved by grace through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God. You could not do anything to earn your salvation, and you cannot do anything to maintain it. It is all a gift. My posture toward you is not one of waiting for you to mess up. It is one of leaning toward you with an ocean of undeserved kindness, and this grace is always more than enough. My grace is sufficient for you. It is perfectly tailored to your every need. It is enough for your most shameful sin, for your deepest weakness, for your most overwhelming trial. You do not have a grace deficit. You have a grace surplus. In fact, my grace operates on a stunning principle. Where sin increased, grace increased all the more. Think about that. My grace does not just match your sin, it completely overwhelms it. Your greatest failure becomes the very opportunity for my greatest grace to be displayed. You cannot out-sin my grace. This truth should give you the confidence to approach my throne of grace with boldness, especially in your time of need. When you have failed, that is the very moment you should run to me, not away from me. Because my throne is not a throne of condemnation. It is a throne of grace. There you will find mercy for your failure and grace to help you in your struggle. From the fullness of my grace in Christ, you have already received one blessing after another. Grace is not a limited resource that you can use up. It is an infinite, ever-flowing river that proceeds from my very heart. And this grace is not just a pardon for your past, it is the power for your present. It is my divine empowerment that enables you to live the life I have called you to. So stop trying to earn my favor. Stop hiding in shame. Stop believing you can exhaust my patience. Come and live in the ocean of my grace. It is always and in every way more than enough for you. I know you grow weary, my child. You fight the good fight of faith, but the battle is long. You look at the brokenness in the world, the injustice, the suffering, the evil, and your heart aches with a holy discontent. You look at the brokenness in your own life, the struggles that persist, the prayers that seem unanswered, the losses you have endured, and a weariness can settle deep in your spirit. A part of you groans, "How long, O Lord? How long until you make all things right?" You have a deep longing for a world without tears, a life without pain, a kingdom where all is at peace. My child, that longing was placed in your heart by me. It is a homesickness for your true home. And the good news, the ultimate hope that anchors your soul, is this: the day is coming. I am coming back. This is not a myth or a wishful thought. It is the certain and final chapter of the story I am writing. I am coming back for you to take you to be with me where I am. This is not an abstract event. It is a personal reunion, just as a groom comes for his bride. I am coming back for my church, for you. The Lord himself will come down from heaven with a loud command, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet call of God. It will be an unmistakable, glorious, and triumphant day. This is the blessed hope that you are to live in. He who testifies to these things says, "Yes, I am coming soon." This is my final promise in my word and my answer to the cry of your heart. When I return, it will be the end of all that is wrong. On that day, every tear will be wiped away from your eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things will have passed away. The struggles you face now, which feel so overwhelming and permanent, are in fact light and momentary compared to the eternal weight of glory that is being prepared for you. Knowing this changes how you live now. This hope is not an escape from this life, but the fuel for it. It gives you the endurance to persevere through trials, knowing they are temporary. It gives you the courage to stand for righteousness, knowing that justice will ultimately prevail. It gives you the urgency to share my love with others, knowing that time is precious. So I tell you to be ready, for you do not know the day or the hour. This is not a call to fear, but a call to live with a joyful and eager expectation. Live each day as if it could be the day. Keep your heart right with me. Keep doing the good works I have prepared for you. And keep your eyes on the eastern sky, for the story is not over. The best is yet to come. I have just placed the keys of freedom in your hand and shared the ultimate hope of my return. It would wound my heart beyond words for you to hold these keys, yet choose to remain in any form of bondage when our conversation is so near its end. You must hear about the immeasurable personal value I place upon you. My child, let's talk about how you see yourself. When you are alone and the masks come off, what does the voice in your head say to you? It compares you to others, doesn't it? It points out all the ways you do not measure up. It tells you that you are not smart enough, not attractive enough, not successful enough, not spiritual enough. It replays your failures and magnifies your flaws. You have listened to this inner critic for so long, along with the critical voices of the world, that you have come to believe its lies. You have accepted a deep-seated feeling of worthlessness as the truth. The glorious, life-altering good news I have for you today is the truth about your immeasurable worth in my eyes. You are worth more than many sparrows. I am aware of every single bird, and not one falls without my knowledge. Yet you are infinitely more valuable to me. The very hairs of your head are all numbered. This is not a statement about my ability to count. It is a statement about the meticulous, intimate, and detailed attention I pay to you. I know you more intimately than you know yourself. I know your every thought, your every fear, your every dream. This is because your creation was not an accident or a random event. I formed your inward parts. I knitted you together in your mother's womb. You are not a product of an assembly line. You are a custom-designed, handcrafted creation of the master artist of the universe. I made you fearfully and wonderfully, and my feelings toward you are not one of detached tolerance or reluctant duty. This may be the hardest for you to believe, but it is the truest. I delight in you. I rejoice over you with singing. When I look at you, my heart is filled with a father's joy. You are a source of delight to me. You are my masterpiece, my poem, my work of art. You were created in Christ Jesus to do good works, to display my craftsmanship, my goodness, and my creativity to the world. Your worth is not based on your performance, your appearance, or your accomplishments. Your worth was established at the cross, where my Son paid the ultimate price for you. Your value is the value of the life of the Son of God. It is infinite. So I command you today in the name of love, stop listening to the lies. Never again doubt your immeasurable worth in my eyes. You are not a failure. You are not a disappointment. You are my beloved child, my masterpiece, my delight. Begin to see yourself as I see you, and walk in the dignity and honor of who you truly are. When my son Jesus walked the earth, his disciples had the immense privilege of his physical presence. They could see him, touch him, hear his audible voice teaching, guiding, and correcting them. I know you have sometimes wished for that. In your confusion, you have thought, if only Jesus were sitting here with me, he could tell me what to do. In your loneliness, you have felt a deep ache, a sense of being left behind to navigate this difficult journey on your own. You feel like an orphan trying to live out a faith that feels impossibly hard in your own strength. My child, the good news I have for you is so profound, it will change your perspective entirely. I have not left you as an orphan. In fact, I have given you something even better than the physical presence of Jesus beside you. I have sent you my very own Spirit to live inside you. I have sent you the Advocate, the Holy Spirit, to be with you forever. He is not a vague mystical force or an impersonal power. He is a divine person, just as I am and just as Jesus is. He is your helper. He is your comforter. He is your counselor. He is your ever-present companion. When you feel alone, He is the one who reminds your heart that I am near. When you are grieving, He is the one who wraps you in my comfort. When you are confused, He is the one who whispers my wisdom to your spirit. This is the incredible reality of your new life. The very presence of God has taken up residence within you. His role in your life is active and intensely practical. He will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I have said. When you open my word and feel confused, it is the Spirit who illuminates the page, who takes ancient truths and makes them burn with relevance for your life today. When you are in the midst of a trial and your mind is clouded with fear, it is the Spirit who brings my promises to your remembrance, providing the exact truth you need in that moment. Furthermore, you have been sealed with the Holy Spirit, who is a deposit guaranteeing your inheritance. Think of what that means. A seal in the ancient world was a mark of ownership and protection. You are sealed, marked as mine forever. An official, unbreakable stamp of divine ownership is upon you. And He is the deposit, the down payment, the first installment of the full glory of heaven. His presence in you now is a guarantee that the rest of your glorious inheritance is absolutely certain. This means you are in a relationship with Him. I call you not to grieve the Spirit by ignoring His leading or by choosing sin, but to be filled with Him. This is a daily choice to surrender your will, to listen to His gentle guidance, and to let Him lead. He is the one who empowers you to be my witness, giving you the courage and the words to speak of me. He is the one who gently convicts you of sin, not to shame you, but to lovingly lead you back to the path of life. He is your inner compass, guiding you into all righteousness. This divine, universe-creating, death-defeating power resides within you. Stop trying to live this Christian life in your own feeble strength. Stop feeling like an orphan. You have a constant helper. Lean on Him. Listen to Him. Depend on Him. The infinite power of your indwelling God is your greatest resource. My child, we have journeyed through a universe of good news. We have spoken of your complete forgiveness, of my constant presence, of your true and unshakable identity. We have uncovered the gift of peace, the assurance of my unconditional love, the unlocking of your divine purpose, and the promise of my provision and strength. We have declared your victory, my comfort, my healing, my guidance, and my protection. We have laid out the certainty of my unchanging nature, your eternal inheritance, and the power of my indwelling Spirit. This is a flood of promises, a treasure chest of truth so vast it can feel overwhelming. And I see the final most important question forming in your heart. It is the question you have been trained by a lifetime of performance to ask. This is all so wonderful, but what is the catch? What must I do to earn all of this? What is my part, my beloved? The answer is so simple, yet so profound, it will take a lifetime to fully live out. Your response is not to do, but to be with me. The final and most crucial piece of good news is this invitation: abide in me. All of these promises, all of these realities are yours in Christ. The key to experiencing them, to making them the reality of your daily life, and not just a list of theological truths, is to remain in me. To live your life in a state of conscious, constant connection to me. What does it mean to abide? It means to abide in my love. It means you stop trying to earn my affection, and you simply rest in it. You wake up each morning and remind yourself you are unconditionally loved by God, and you let the truth shape your entire day. It means to abide in my word. You make my scriptures not just a book you read, but the home your mind lives in. You let my truth be the lens through which you see the world, the standard by which you make your decisions. It means to abide in my presence daily. You cultivate an ongoing conversation with me through prayer, talking to me about everything, listening for my voice in the quiet moments. Abiding is not another thing to add to your to-do list. It is a posture of the heart. It is the posture of a branch connected to the vine, effortlessly drawing all its life and sustenance. It is the posture of a child living in their father's house, secure in his love and provision, not having to earn their place at the dinner table each night. This is the key. You do not get peace by striving for it. You get it by abiding in the Prince of Peace. You do not get joy by chasing it. You find it by abiding in my presence, where there is fullness of joy. You do not bear fruit by sheer effort. You bear it by abiding in the vine. All these promises are yours. The good news has arrived. My arms are open. The invitation stands. Run to me. Find your home in me. Stop striving and start abiding. Believe this good news, my dear child. Do not just agree with it. Build your life upon it. For it is not just a message, it is your very life, your unshakable hope and your eternal reality. My child, abiding in me is not passive. It is the source from which all good fruit grows. And the overflow of my life in you is meant to become a river for others. If my life flowing through you now compels you to nourish the souls of others with this good news, then it is the vine itself producing this generous fruit through you, the branch. The fields are white for harvest. And this is your moment to be a sower of eternal things. I now declare my promise over your life. I who supply seed to the sower will supply and multiply your resources, so you may increase the harvest of your righteousness. Your obedience in this moment becomes a channel through which my kingdom advances on the earth. Sow your seed now. Release the overflow of my goodness through Super Thanks membership or the PayPal donation link below, and watch what I will do. My child, this good news has now been delivered directly to your spirit. Do not let it remain sealed by silence. You must open it with a declaration of faith as a prophetic act. Write these words below so your own eyes can see your decision. I have received the good news and I am opening it now. Let this be the marker for this day. The moment you stopped just hearing the promise and started living in it. Let the heavens record your response, for your new life has already begun. Amen.